All right, everybody, we are here. Session 2. You guys excited?
I'm ready.
I am.
Yeah.
Pumped.
There was this brief moment where it felt like no one was excited.
Yeah, how unusual.
It was like, is everyone excited? Nothing.
Besides my technical problems, I'm very excited.
I mean, I'm near a whorehouse, so I'm really excited. Shenanigans are afoot.
Yikes.
We're about to adopt a bulldog. We're
Oh,
excited.
That's what's going to happen.
Yay! The family is expanding.
All right, everybody in the chat, welcome. Thanks for coming. I hope we have a good session for you today. Things are hopefully going to ramp up unless Gareth takes up all our time.
I'm
thieving
sorry.
So, with me as always, we've got Vaklo, the human fighter, Gareth, the human rogue alchemist, Mouse, the half-elf bard, and Caddy, the forest gnome ranger, and of course, her boar skew. Yep. And right when I introduced Caddy, she just got massive frame loss on her webcam. Oh, everybody does. I'm sure it's probably on my end. That's delightful. Thanks, internet provider.
Good start, guys. Good start.
All right. So, I warned you this was going to happen. So, presenting our recap of last time, Mouse, our chronicler.
Wait, I thought that was a joke.
Nope.
No, okay, it's cool. I can do this because I did actually take notes. So I'm probably going to turn it over to Gareth for his kind of side quest part, because I sort of know what's going on there, but, Mouse wasn't really there for that. But the important part, in a extreme act of injustice, after defending a warehouse, keeping a whole 2/3 of it still standing, fighting a magma beast, we were not paid for all of our troubles, and instead, Garspier, who is the one who gives us our jobs for the Grey Banner Company, he decided that it was best for us to just get out of town because he didn't want our reputation to spread. So he introduced us to basically a new client who was Boldim Oldrune. I'd like to find the lost city, a lost dwarven city that he refers to as the Wet City. And it is quite a ways south of here in the Watchful Peaks. So he's going to provide our travel, and then we're going to accompany him and hopefully get lots of treasure and learn all about this lost dwarven city. And then we also went shopping, and Gareth went stealing. And
He went shopping.
That's true.
He went Gareth
Shopping.
Recycling.
Caddy had some feuds with the animals, and then I think in sort of a last ditch effort to get back at the Penny Prince before we leave town, we left it with Gareth and Caddy planning a infiltration into a whorehouse to potentially get some more information about the Penny Prince.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good recap.
Sweet.
Anybody think she missed anything?
No?
All right, then. Let's begin. All right. So, yeah, we'll just pick it up right where we left off. Gareth and Caddy, you guys are across the street in an alley from the whorehouse of Madame Sorba. And you are with your new friend, the runt bulldog, who has been named Shugel. And he informed you that he can't count higher than 10, and that the ground floor is definitely more than 10 of him in either direction.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's a lot of angry women in there.
Yeah.
And
Odd.
he also caught a strong whiff of father issues.
Yeah. Was that from Vaklo? Is Vaklo still with us?
No,
Vaklo in the
Vaklo's
whorehouse.
with Mouse.
I'm far, but I might still, yeah.
Oh,
it might be
we
the
should-
stint.
We should probably mention that. I didn't mention that in my recap, but that was the very last thing that happened, is Vaklo and I kind of got accosted by an old guy who basically foretold our doom. That once we get to the Wet City, we're probably going to die.
Right, because things for you guys have been going so well as it is.
Yeah.
Might as well add a little bit. All
I'll
right,
write
so
down.
Well,
Gareth,
Vaclo would disagree with that. Most of the time, he ends up unconscious.
that's fair. So Gareth, you've had a week to think about your next play.
IRL, at
What do you
least.
got for us? No pressure.
All right. So, do I know anything about Madame Sorba, just as a general question, before I make my final decisions on what I'm doing next?
Let's go ahead and have you make a check to see if you do. Just throw a history check. But check this out. I got new screens made. Boop.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Shiny.
Shiny screens.
So
Okay.
please roll so it doesn't look, it just doesn't have the generic welcome to Roll20 message. There you go. Well, that's a really good roll. Yeah, you've definitely heard of Madame Sorba. She is a well-to-do madam of the evening who runs a very lucrative business out of her establishment. And yeah, as I said last week, in her basement she runs a soup kitchen. So she's kind of altruistic. She has a bit of a I mean, obviously she's got a sword past, but the whorehouse was originally owned by an alcoholic, vile man, and he disappeared one night and mysteriously left the house to her in his will, and that was some 20 years ago. She's an older woman. She's more of a manager than an entertainer.
All right. Does she have any relatives that I know of
None
in
that you know
town?
of. No.
Okay.
The general belief is that she is not she was not born and raised in the city.
Okay. So I know she's a bit more of a manager than an entertainer these days. She just runs the show.
I mean, she still sees clients, those that are interested. Although,
Yeah.
in a more mature experience.
All right. So my question is.
Speaking of more mature experience, welcome to the stream, everybody.
My question is, if you wanted to work in, her business, you wanted to become part of, the more official prostitutes here in this brothel, would she see you directly?
Her method of recruitment is probably less like job application, people walk in and interview, and more of, people who are already in the industry that she sees potential in, and she kind of pulls them out of wherever they are and puts them in her establishment.
Okay.
She's got an agent.
That's fine. All right. Okay.
I assume all
Then-
that noise is you, Baron, because we can't see you.
No, it's not me.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, I moved something over here.
Okay. It's very distracting.
Sorry.
Okay.
Done.
That leaves me two options that I was considering. Both of them are pretty much in the same vein. Okay. Well, I don't know which room is Madame Sorba's, and I've already kind of screwed up trying to climb up there once, but I could definitely do it again, because I haven't died yet. And there's not many windows, because it's a whorehouse, obviously. Okay, well, I'm gonna look towards Caddy,
I'm gonna.
see what she's up to.
I already know I know nothing about this place or the people inside. Other than it is roughly larger than 10 bulldogs, either
Small
direction.
bulldogs.
Small bulldog.
Small bulldogs. And that there are a number, I think, greater than 10 angry women in the bottom floor.
Well, angry at Shukel. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
like general.
I can just assume that that's why. They might be lovely and amiable people. Maybe.
Maybe.
But I don't really know what he's trying to do. What are you trying to do?
All right, I look over towards Caddy, because I'm assuming that's in character, and Gareth kind of sighs and says, Well, considering the complete ineffectiveness of our lovely new friend, uh, I was planning on scouting first, but it seems that that route is kind of gone, so we might as well skip, or I might as well skip to the more important part, which is putting a thorn in the Penny Prince's side. I probably should have mentioned this beforehand, but
Yes, that'd be good.
this brothel, which is what this building is, apparently was a place where the Penny Prince recruited some little footpads to start spreading out graffiti calling for my death or capture. And I'm not taking too kindly to that. Now, whether you want to continue being involved at this point is neither here nor there, but I wanted to at least send the message that I won't let that stand at all.
Yeah, but how precisely are you gonna do that? Because if it's roughing up some fine ladies doing sex work, then maybe not sending a very strong message so much as being a bit chauvinistic. However, we could if it's information you want, you can just walk inside. It is a place of business during normal banking hours.
We've only got one day. Why would I want information? We're going to be gone. I'll get that when I get back.
Well, I mean, information as to the layout. You can look at it with your eyes.
You're right. That was my next step, of course. But the idea generally is that, you know what, you're probably not going to help with this, actually.
I'm gonna walk inside.
Okay.
I just watch her go. I'm just like, oh well.
All right. So Caddy strides inside, and the ground floor is just kind of like a large lounge. There's a pretty elaborate and eloquent lounge couches, and there's in the corners there's a few chairs, and in the middle there's kind of a small bar. And of course there are women in waiting. And one of them spots you coming in. She's like, "Oh, honey, we don't let children in here."
I understand your confusion. I'm a full-grown and fully capable adult.
Did you bring a skew with you?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, can you tell your big pig to wait outside?
Oh, yeah, 1 second.
A skew nods knowingly.
And I'll just have a skew wait out by the front door. All right. I want to look around and see if there's anyone who has an air of importance, clearly in charge, an older person.
Yeah, there is an older woman in a very formal gown who's kind of standing near a table with some embellishment next to the staircase that leads up to the second floor.
All right,
And she's looking over the place with an air of authority.
Nice. I'm a saunter right up there.
She looks down at you and gives you a pleasant smile, and she says, "We don't see much of your kind."
You know what? It is so nice of you to not automatically assume I'm a child. I appreciate that. No, you probably don't. I haven't seen very many of them over here. I wanted to ask if you're in charge here.
I am Madame Sorba.
Oh, it was lovely to meet you. I'm Caddy Wampus. I would introduce you to Askew, but he is waiting outside because apparently pigs are not allowed in the establishment. At least not the four-legged kind.
We don't really allow any form of pig.
Oh, lovely. I am a professional rat whisperer.
I see.
I wanted to know, I've been canvassing areas looking for people who might appreciate my services removing vermin from their establishments to advertise a cleaner environment.
Oh, honey, that sounds just excellent. Unfortunately, we already have a rat catcher.
You have a rat catcher. Well, see, I'm not proposing I slaughter rats in front of clients. No, that's barbaric. I am proposing a deal, a conversation.
With the rats?
Yes, ma'am. You've met a couple of my folk, haven't you?
No, I've never met... Dwarf woman?
Nope. I don't got a beard. All right. Well, I'm capable of having brief conversations with the rats, maybe convincing them to move along, partner. No rat blood or screaming baby mice in my workshop. You know what I mean?
I see. That is unusual.
It is unusual and also fairly priced. How much you pay your rat catcher?
We pay him 2 gold a month.
He is overcharging you, ma'am. I would give you my services for a single gold a month, and first month's free.
That does sound better. Have you done this anywhere else? Anyone I can speak to? Give
referral?
Reference? Yes.
Here in town, no, ma'am. Well, I'm working on gaining clients. You see, clearly I'm not from these parts. But there are a few people... Oh gosh, where was it? There were a few people over in White Bluff, and I can't read that name because I'm not wearing my glasses. 1 second. Is that Oyston? Anyway,
That's a good question.
couple of folks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oyston is a town.
Oh yeah, Oyston.
Yeah, it's a town on your map.
She's like, oh, you are from quite far.
Yes, I like to travel. There were some establishments there that I definitely and most assuredly cleared out.
I see. Well, since you're offering the first month free, I suppose we could see how you do.
All right, can I take a look around?
We'd prefer if you came in the morning when there's less activity.
Oh well, I'm not gonna do anything right now. I just want to understand the layout a little bit so I can plan.
Okay, very well. Just try not to involve yourself with any of the clientele.
Oh yes, don't worry. I shall be neither seen nor heard. Okay, that makes me sound like a child. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay, well, let me know if you need anything. Excuse me though. Is that a bow on your back?
Oh, yes. It's amazing you didn't notice it earlier because it's taller than I am. Yes, ma'am. Should I leave that at the
Yeah,
the
I would
bar?
appreciate it. Yeah, you can leave it
Like-
with the bartender.
Is there a coat check? Nice. Okay. I'm going to leave my bow and take my little ticket
Naturally.
and head upstairs.
All right.
You'll become VIP.
What do I see upstairs?
Well, it's a lot of narrow hallways, and that lead to various doors.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna guess that I can intuit what these doors are for. Are there more stairs?
Yeah.
Is it just like a singular hallway?
No, it's more like a T junction. You know, it kind of
Okay.
like at the top of the stairs, then it kind of branches into a T.
Yeah. And there doesn't seem to be like anything either way.
Just more rooms. At the far end of the longest hallway that leads kind of straight back towards the street, you have a little I don't know what you would call it. I guess a small parlor with like 3 large windows
Oh, okay.
and some floral arrangement on like
Can I look
And
out
a
the
small
windows?
sitting area.
Is that? Can I look out the windows and see if I can see Gareth?
Yeah, he's the guy with the small bulldog running laps around his legs.
Cool. I'm gonna wave at him. I just gonna walk upstairs. What's upstairs?
More rooms.
More rooms like that?
And there is a section of the upstairs that is kind of partitioned off
Okay.
by just kind of like a polite curtain. And there's a small sign that says, employees only, basically.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go over to the window. Again, is there a window in this one? Like
That
that's
that window is behind this particular curtain.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back to the second floor.
Okay.
Does the window open or like there's?
Yeah.
Is there? Okay. And then I'm gonna drop some rope down.
Okay.
Come on.
You're dropping rope down through the floral arrangement window that I waved at you from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just got like a little pot with like a little flower.
Yeah.
She can easily circumvent it. So as the rope comes down, Shugel bolts for it, grabs onto the rope, and tries to tug it out of the window.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna play tug of war with Shugel. Is this a strength contest?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh no. Oh no. Am I still in an alleyway, by the way?
Yeah, you're across the street witnessing this event.
There's just a bulldog hanging from a rope.
He's not very big.
I don't know in the monster manual where they would list dog. Maybe they call it a
Small
hound
dog.
or small
Look
dog.
for mastiff and divide it by 2.
Right.
or
Yeah.
or
So
house
like,
divided by,
cat
like,
and multiply by 2.
like a little mastiff. It's a little mastiff. It's like if a mastiff had a kid that didn't grow up. That's what we're talking about here. Okay. Okay, let's do let's get the caddy screen.
I'm gonna like him. He's deformed also. I mean, I'm gonna adopt him.
Contested strength between a gnome and a small bulldog. I actually don't know who's gonna win.
Gonna roll strength.
Strength, yep. In the future, under your skills
Oh.
tab, at the bottom there's an unskilled.
Yeah,
Because I think you're actually
clicked.
proficient in strength throws as a ranger, aren't you?
Yeah, let me check.
It didn't
should've
add
done it.
anything. He rolled 12
Okay.
plus 0 plus 0.
So, little Shugel has a strength of -2, so he proceeds to start pulling you out of the window.
Okay.
Ever so slightly. You're kind of hanging out.
I'm just gonna call down and tell him not to tug too much because I can pull him up.
Roll animal handling. It's hard to get a dog to stop playing, especially one that is completely untrained.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know. I can just kind of tell my dog leave it, and she does. But
Right.
She's trained.
Okay. He just kind of stops.
There's a little bit of back and forth.
Little dud
and,
tail
like-
waving, back and forth. And he's like holding onto the rope, waiting to come up.
And then I tell Gareth to come over. Is there anything sturdy I can tie the rope to?
No. I mean,
No? Oh.
yeah, there's just like 2 nice diner chairs type deal with like cushions and a small side table. So there's nothing really sturdy or heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to just hold the rope.
Oh boy. So, okay.
Wait, there are 3 windows you said, correct?
Yeah, they're all right next to each other, kind of like half.
Cool,
of
I'm
that
just gonna
next
tie it
arm.
between the 2 windows.
That works.
There we go.
Alright. I'm still in an alleyway, by the way. No one's watching me, yeah?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Real
I
quick,
can't...
just kind of bookkeeping here. I think you got the wrong saving throws for Ranger. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. That would do it. Oh, you didn't check your saving throws at all. So I think Ranger's proficient in strength and dex.
Oh, okay.
Cool. All right. Just want to make sure we had that before it became important. All right. So Gareth, you're moving up to the rope.
No, I'm casting Disguise Self first and making myself look like Madame Sorba.
Oh yeah. I mean, you would have known what she looks like. Okay. So you drink a potion and like.
Yeah.
Kind of,
I take a potion and like pour it over my head, and now I'm Madame Sorba.
Wait, do I see this?
Yeah.
I start climbing the rope.
Nice.
Okay. Sure. Why not? In broad daylight and at the front, the storefront of the establishment, we see Madame Sorba. Does Disguise Self change your outfit, or would you still be wearing like your incognito leather?
You make yourself, including your clothing,
There you
armor,
go.
weapons,
Okay.
and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends.
So I have one very important question for Mr. Gareth. Is this your first time in heels?
I'm not really wearing heels, though, but yes, it would be.
All right.
What? You've never been disguised as a woman of the night before?
Not physically, no.
All right. So as you're climbing this rope, up, there are some passerbyers who all look at you very strangely.
Oh, I thought this was coming out down the alleyway.
No, this
well.
is right in the front.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever.
And one person walks by and is like, "Did you lock yourself out, Miss Sorba?"
I'm gonna whisper down, say it's a new exercise regimen. Gotta keep limber.
I shoot the worst death glare I've ever shot in my life and continue climbing.
You know, Caddy, while he's disguised as Madame Sorba, his death glares are all the more effective.
I'm gonna make a. I'm fine.
Rolls a 1, cast Disintegrate on Caddy. Alright, how long does it take me to get... Because I want to get up,
Okay,
before more than, like, 4 or 5 people.
You were going to obviously succeed, but go ahead and make an athletics check to see the speed at which you ascend.
Yeah. Because I know... now that I know it's up front, I don't want, like, someone who knows Madame Sorba or who is going to be concerned for her to, like, go over and be like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on?" and make, like, a big ruckus.
Right. So go ahead and make a...
Athletics check?
That's the one.
11.
Yeah, so,
Not
I mean,
terrible.
it takes you a solid, like, 15, 20 seconds to get up there. So you're not on the rope for an exorbitantly long time. Just enough for the people who are already, like, on the street to be like, "That's weird."
Okay. And as soon as I'm up, I look at Caddy, I look around, make sure no one's around, and I look at her, if there's no one around, and I say, "I'm gonna go make some money." And I start heading towards the portioned off area. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have to go upstairs for that. Wait, before he does that, I really want to be like, oh, there's some hallways and doors. You can probably imagine what goes on behind there. There's a mysterious-looking curtain upstairs if you want to go check it out.
And Caddy, you're feeling tugging on the end of your rope.
Oh, cool. I'm going to pull Shugal up.
Okay. So
Do I
now I'm
need
just
to make-
imagining this, like, small bulldog being pulled up, tail just going like that.
Do I need to make a...
No, he's
Throw.
not very heavy.
No, that's what I figured.
Well, as soon as he's up there, he just starts, like, jumping back and forth and, like, looking at everything, sniffing everything.
All right, small friend. I'm going to take my rope up and, like, coil it, but I'm going to tie a little bit around his neck so I have a leash.
Okay. He immediately, like, starts getting to the end of that rope and being
Yeah.
confused. Gosh, what?
That's okay.
What
Right,
is
we're
what happened?
going this way. I'm going to head upstairs, assuming.
I assume that all of you are going upstairs, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you head upstairs.
Okay, I look towards Caddy, as long as there's no one around, and I say, "I really suck at sounding like a girl. Just say I have a terribly sore throat."
You got much practice with this? Yeah, I'll go. That's sure. I'm absolutely positive that won't look suspicious. Their boss has a sore throat, and
Well, if anyone
And
asks
has-
or
and
tries
has-
to talk to me,
has a gnome translator.
Shugel says, "That sounds reasonable to me."
You know what, Shugel, you're right. Let's go, guys. Wait, I'm gonna just like look under the curtain.
Okay. You see that there's another hallway with two doors, one on either end, and another. The parlor at the end of this one looks more like it has a purpose. It's got a larger table, two of the same kind of chairs, this time with armrests, and a small tea set.
And
Made
no
of-
people.
Made of like polished steel. No people in the immediate area. No.
All right. Let's get in there, boy.
All right. You cross the curtains, and you are now in the restricted area of Madame Chauvel's establishment.
Sorba.
Sorba. Shorba.
Oh well.
I think I combined Shugel and Sorba there.
Yeah.
Shorgle.
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 Shorgle is the madam of the dogs. She runs it.
Oh no, that implies some terrible things about Stoll.
Oh.
Aw, damn it, Gareth. Alright, shut it down. Stream's over.
No.
all right. Are there any like keyholes in these two doors that I'm assuming I see? I mean, if there's no keyholes, I'm not assuming that. I'm assuming I see the doors though.
Yeah, they both have they both have locks built into the door.
Okay, so they're not like locks that I can peek through and look through to the other side. They're like padlocks.
No. They are like built into the door frame, so you could look through them. Yes.
All right, I'm peeking through them carefully though. I don't trust anything right now because this is not my element at all.
I'm pouring myself a glass of tea.
Well, currently the tea set is empty,
Oh, boo.
so you just kind of lift it and nothing comes out.
Oh.
Any sugar cubes?
Not currently, but there is a bowl where sugar cubes should be.
Mmm. Bummer.
That's worth investigating, I'm sure.
Yeah, the mystery of the missing sugar.
Okay, Nancy Drew.
All right. So
Alright,
what
so
do I see?
through the first keyhole, you see what looks to be like a rather modest bedroom. You see some dresses, kind of like draped over some furniture. It looks like, looking at yourself, it looks like this might be Madame Sorba's room. And the other one appears to be an office where you see, just looking through your narrow keyhole, it looks to be a petite man in a rather mercantile tiered clothing, you know, like middle class kind of work outfit. Is rummaging through some papers, and you see some coin piled on the desk on either side of him, and there appears to be a vase underneath the table on the floor.
Okay, I'm assuming
Not
this
a vase,
area is
a safe.
okay. Is this area carpeted? Just as an FYI.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna go peek and have the same information just
Okay.
because I see her doing it.
All right. I look at Caddy. I make this motion. I'm gonna unlock the door to Madame Sorba's own room first.
Okay. Go ahead and roll sleight of thieves' tools.
Yep. Thieves' tools. I'm not great at it, but I will make an attempt.
I mean, you have a lot of decks, so that helps.
Yep. But I'm not proficient in it, which makes me sad, but we'll try. Oh, 25.
Yeah, that lock opens as if it were already unlocked.
Alright, I do a quick case of the room and grab anything of value that I immediately see, but this is not my main area of robbing.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. Probably not going to find much, but it's in my nature. If there's money, I will sniff it out. Probably not, actually. 8.
Nothing catches your eye because you're just going really quickly. You're just kind of glancing around, and you don't see any coinage, no jewelry that immediately jumps out at you.
Okay, I hand Caddy a ball bearing, and I take my journal and I flip it open, and I don't think I actually have any ink. So I make like a motion like writing and point to Caddy to see if she has like an inkwell or something I can use because I don't want to speak at all.
No, I don't have any quill, I don't think.
Okay, I shrug. I hand her the ball bearing. I point into Madame Sorba's room, and then I make a throwing motion, and then I say,
Hang on.
well, I don't say anything.
No,
I make like
as soon as you
3,
make the
2,
throwing
1.
motion, Shugel comes charging at the door lip and slams into the bottom of it, trying to get underneath it. Because he thinks you threw something.
The door into Madame Sorba's room? I left the door open.
No, the other door that
The
you
other
were
door.
gesturing to.
I'm gonna just
No, I was
slowly...
gesturing to Madame Sorba's room.
Oh, in that case, he comes charging into Madame Sorba's room and frantically looks for the ball you threw.
Okay, I look over at the dog. I make like a motion like 3, 2, 1, and then I make the throwing motion again. I hand her the ball bearing. I go over and I start unlocking the other door.
Wait,
and I hold up 3.
Before any of this happens, I was just gonna minor illusion, like letters in the air.
Okay.
Could I do that? just like, wanna hide in Madame Sorba's while I make a distraction.
Gareth kind of shrugs.
To like, and I'm just gonna do like, and then I point down the hallway. Like the guy will walk that way.
Yeah, I give 2 thumbs up, and I go and I close Madame Sorba's door.
Cool.
Assuming she's gonna make a distraction for me.
Well, I'm gonna put Shugel in there with you.
Oh, he's already in there. He's still
Yeah.
looking for the ball.
So, I had the rope, so I'm like I'm gonna
Okay.
cut the rope so it's only like a couple feet long, but I'm gonna leave it in there with Gareth. Then, oh wait, what's my range on minor illusion? I like that we're working together.
To
It's an odd,
to rob the whorehouse.
odd combo. Cool, 30 feet. How far is it to like the stairwell?
15, 20 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna also go in Madame Sorba's room, but I'm gonna cast minor illusion to make like a loud. Oh, what kind of loud noise should I do? A loud sound of like women yelling for like someone to come help them out around the like down the stairs.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna close the door and look out the keyhole. Or you can, Gareth.
I'll probably look as well. It's like butting heads. Like, let me see.
Yeah.
Caddy, roll perception. And Gareth, since you're helping her, you can have advantage. Since you're both trying to listen for this.
Okay.
Could I roll instead? Because I'm pretty sure my wisdom's better, but I don't know.
Well, her wisdom is 9.
So probably.
Wait, are you a ranger? How do you have 9 wisdom?
I rolled.
Can I roll with advantage?
Sure.
I am advanced. I do have proficiency with perception as well.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So perception roll with a help action, essentially. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. 17.
All right. You hear faint movement in the opposite room, and then you hear the sound of a locking mechanism. And then that's all you really hear.
You don't hear like footsteps?
No, the person is surprisingly soft-footed. Hey, Vaklo's here.
Do we see him through the keyhole?
No, he doesn't exit. In fact, it seems like he actually locked his door.
Okay, that's fine. All right then. I look
Well,
towards.
this guy is clearly a bad man.
I look towards Caddy. I pull out a dagger. like wordlessly.
I take the ball bearing.
Okay, at this point, Shugel notices that you have the ball bearing and comes rushing up to your legs, and then just kind of like jumping up at it.
No, I'm not that tall. Shugo, down.
All right. I'm
And
going
you say
to.
down,
I'm
he's
going
like,
to tr-
but you have the ball,
I'm gonna promise more cat meat later if he can leave the ball alone.
Oh, but I want the ball. He
Well,
sits
this
down.
is going.
I have a great idea.
You hear this, oh, and Gareth hears.
While this
I'm
is
gonna-
going on, I'm just going to go pick the lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The other
I'm
room.
gonna get Shugo worked up like I'm gonna throw the ball.
Okay, he's okay.
Okay, and I'm watching Garrett.
All right.
So, hoping she makes a noise that draws the guy's attention away from the door and towards the wall where all the noise with dogs and ball bearings is being made.
I'm over here like I'm gonna throw the ball. Are you ready?
He's ready.
Yeah.
I start picking the lock. On one, I'm hoping she makes a noise to distract from the sound of tumblers, all that fun crap.
Yeah, sure. I want to get Shugle to I want Shugle properly excited, barking excited.
You're there.
Yeah. So it'll be fine. He's already being noisy.
All right. Should I roll another thieves' tools?
Yes. And then what are you doing, Caddy?
I'm gonna throw the ball bearings
Down this.
when he opens the door.
In what direction? Like past the curtain?
Well, no, into the room.
I did terribly.
Oh, into Madame Shorba's room?
No, into the room with the man that we're trying to unlock the
so
door
you're
of.
throwing it underneath the.
Well, as soon as the door opens, I'm gonna throw it.
Oh, okay.
If the door opens.
So okay. I'm all right. I'm with you.
Not what I wanted, but okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm assuming I fail. Does this cause anything spectacular to happen, or do I just try it again?
You hear wood creaking on the other side of the door.
Okay. I keep my dagger ready. As close as I can while I try again, because this is. I'm invested now. I've got to do this.
I don't remember why you guys came here, but I don't think it had anything to do with what you're doing.
No.
Well, actually, this is pretty close to what Gareth had planned, but it kind of went off kilter just a little.
All right, go ahead and give it another whirl.
Oh my god! Why? All right.
I'm gonna motion with my axe other choice.
I'm gonna. Does anything else happen?
Yep, the door opens.
Okay, I stab whoever opened the door.
Oh, I was gonna throw the ball.
As fast as I can.
All right, so Gareth, we're not going to go into combat necessarily, but just to determine who gets to act first, you or the person opening the door. Roll initiative.
The initiative button. Should I just roll it in the D20 roller?
I don't think it'll work unless you're clicking on a token.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So just roll dex.
26.
Just roll unskilled dex. Okay, you have. Oh, that's right. You have alert. Okay, well.
Yeah, alert.
Okay, where did you get that +9? That's amazing.
The person got a 1. So.
Okay.
Overkill.
Do I have time to not lethally stab him? Can I pommel strike him? Is he reacting that badly? Because if he's
basically,
panicking,
he's opening the door with the hand crossbow ready.
Okay.
But basically, every time you deal damage, if he gets downed, you can decide not to be lethal.
Okay.
Right, but so you had your dagger at the ready, so and you have alert. So the door opens, and yeah, you can do a non-lethal strike against the man.
Is he within? I don't imagine he's within 5 feet of an ally.
No.
Okay, then that's fine. I'll just roll regular to hit.
I'm just
Probably
gonna
then-
jump back towards the curtain and away from crossbow.
Okay, so here is my attack.
protect Shugo.
Oh no, I rolled really well on damage, but terribly on attack. Oh well.
All right, you raise your dagger, and the man, using his other hand, kind of grabs your wrist and yanks it to the side. This man isn't very strong. You can kind of feel it in his grip that, yeah. And then he is going to try to shoot you with the hand crossbow.
What? You already look like Madame Sorba.
Oh, that's true. That does change things. So instead of shooting you outright, the person says with a fairly unexpectedly high-pitched voice, "Madame Sorba, what are you doing? Have you gone insane?" And instead of attacking you with the hand crossbow, he's going to try to disarm you.
Okay. That's fine.
How do I do that again? Let's just do an opposed strength.
Opposed strength. Okay,
Yeah, if I don't know the rule
athletics.
right off the bat, I'm not going to waste the viewer's time looking it up, and we'll just do an ad hoc thing. So opposed strength.
That's how it's done
Is it
okay,
athletics?
as the fighters move. Yeah.
Let's just do strength for now. We can look it up.
You could choose athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, then yes, you can use athletics or acrobatics, and then he's just going to use, yeah, he doesn't really.
Oh my god.
Oh
my rolls
my
are so terrible. Why? Oh my god.
All right, you maintain a hold on your dagger. Caddy, do you want to do anything?
I want to be on the other side of the curtain.
Yeah, you're good. And
Cool.
Shugel's chasing after you, yipping, to get
Yeah.
the ball.
I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna take my rope back.
You got 6 seconds.
I know. I'm gonna
Okay.
take my rope back and start heading downstairs.
Okay, so you're headed down to the second floor to get your rope.
Yeah. Well, I already have my long
Right.
rope. I'm taking my rope off of Shugalo.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting out of the way and
Okay.
not around that, so I have my alibi still.
Got it. Gareth, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and hit him again, and probably fail because my rolls hate me. I don't know why. They really, really do not like me.
It's okay. They don't like me very much either.
I do know why. You keep saying you're gonna roll bad, so you do
Ooh!
roll bad.
All right.
20 and max damage.
You bring Pommel to Temple, and he's out cold.
Alright, I drag him in and I am going full loot mode. All this money in this room is now my money, and then I'm out.
Okay. Yeah. There's quite a lot of silver in coinage stacked on the table. I'm just gonna do a quick roll here to kind of give an estimate. Okay, so you just start shoveling the coins that are on the table into your sack,
Yeah.
and then you're out of there. All right, at this point, though.
Oh no, I'm unlocking the safe if I have time, but if people start coming upstairs,
Well,
I'm running.
Two things have happened. The man who you encountered was shouting at you, and the dog was yipping all the way to the staircase.
Okay.
Did the man see Caddy too, or did he just see Gareth
Just
disguised
saw
as? Okay,
Madame Sorba with a knife.
cool.
Alright,
yeah.
alright.
So do you just want to grab the coin and leave, or do you want to try to go for the safe?
Okay, so I have an idea, and it's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
we know.
probably
We're
going-
here.
No, I have a terrible idea in tiers, okay? It's like a pyramid of terrible ideas.
A series of terrible ideas.
This is like a series of unfortunate events where Count Olaf just ruins his own life.
That's what I was thinking of.
All right, well, fire away.
Alright. So, the first thing I want to do is scoop all the gold onto all the silver or whatever coinage is on the table into my pack.
Okay, done.
And Caddy's heading towards the stairways, yeah?
Yep.
I look towards Caddy, and I say, stop right there. And I'm going to, if I can. I'm not sure if I can, but I will make an attempt. I am going to try and take one of my casks of oil. Actually, you know what? Screw it. That's not worth it. I'm taking all the gold. I'm going to try and pick the lock on the safe once, and if I fail, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm
so
going downstairs.
Yep. So you are now at the landing on the second floor, and you can hear downstairs. You hear the real Madame Sorba say, "Oh, I think that troublesome forest gnome has gotten to no good. Someone go get the guards."
No, I'm gonna call down that I've found a dog up here and that I'm bringing it down.
And she's like, "All right, I heard someone yelling."
I'm gonna say that I didn't really get up to the third floor, but it sounded like it was from up there. But the dog was up here. I've been like trying to get its attention and get it to listen to me, and I have a ball, and I'm gonna take it down, and then I'm gonna go downstairs, exchange my ticket for my bow, and leave.
Okay. It seems that Madame Sorba is still looking to get a guard. She's concerned about whatever's happening on the top story.
I'm gonna tell her that's probably a good idea. I don't feel like super comfortable like going up there because I'm not
And
a
stealing
guard.
her things.
I'm not a guard, so I'm not gonna go up to like third floor. I think it's good that she go try and retrieve someone official. Actually, you know what? I'll go get someone.
She's like, no. Someone has already left to go fetch the guard.
Oh, okay. Then I hope everything turns out well. I can be back tomorrow morning to look about the rat problem.
Sure. I'll see you then.
Yeah, then I'm gonna leave.
All right.
All right.
Make a thieves' tools check on that safe. Actually, no, a safe. You wouldn't use tools on. I mean, I suppose you would have like maybe some kind of listening device.
Would it be
but
sleight of
It would be
hand?
sleight of hand, certainly.
I'm better at that, thank you.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun, watch me roll a natural one.
It's kind of the opposite. All right, you crack the safe.
Alright, what's in the safe?
In the safe is a sack, presumably of coin, and a few slips of paper, kind of folded, and a pocket watch.
I take the sack of gold and the paper, and I'm assuming I already got all the stuff off the table, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. With my gold and possible information retrieved, I am leaving through the window I came in through.
So you're heading to
If
the
I
second
can,
floor?
unless there's another window up here I can take, then yeah.
Oh, well, there's another
I am very fast.
window on the third floor. That's just like the one you came through.
Oh, then I'm going through that one.
All right, as you leave, go ahead and
damage.
make a perception check for me.
Okay. I'm good at that. I'm gonna roll bad, but I'm good at that. See, everyone was so concerned I was gonna be like a munchkin when I rolled my ability scores, and then this is why I was happy, because otherwise my average roll would be 8. 11.
All right. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary as you leave. So you make
Is
your
this
way.
a passive perception thing, though? Oh, wait, no, I don't have that feat. I have a different feat.
Right.
Oh, wait, do I?
No, you have a
You don't have alert. You have. Oh yes. Yeah,
Does
never mind.
alert raise your passive perception?
Yeah,
All
I
right. In that
thought
case,
it.
let's go ahead and do that. On your way out, you realize that the person you knocked unconscious, the person with the bow, is actually a woman. A very slim woman dressed in men's clothing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't really care.
Great. Moving on. So you make it to the window. You open the window. You're on the third floor.
Yeah.
You see one of the prostitutes from the establishment has fetched a pair of guards, and she is leading them down the street towards the building.
Okay. Well, dropping down right now seems inefficient. There's not a floor above me, is there?
No.
I want to climb onto the roof.
Okay. Athletics.
From on the front, at the front of the building.
Well, I don't.
Oh.
If there's a window that's on a different side, I'll do that. But right now, it just looks like Madame Sorba's running away. They don't know who I am. The Penny Prince might, but that was the whole point.
All right. Well, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Here it comes.
All right.
Ooh! Nice.
Hoisting your dress, you climb up that onto the roof.
All right. I am going to make my way as fast as I can to try and leap to another roof, and I am thieving my way away from this place with my gold.
I think that's a good time to do a transition to Vaklo and Mouse.
Hello.
All right, you guys just had your encounter with the beggar. We're at this point we don't really know the fate of Gareth and Caddy, but we can assume that they are getting away. So I'm going to say that the two of you have started making your way back to the inn that you guys are staying at.
So, what do you think about this ancient dwarven city? Do you think it really exists?
Oh, I think it.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but on that note, last session, Mouse, you said you wanted to spend some time, like, picking Baldim's brain. So today I wanted to elaborate on some of the things he told you.
Sweet.
Cool.
In addition to the city making its wealth, having a silver and gold mine, the king was King Frathgor at the time of its disappearance. And he was a... it's on the tip of my tongue. He was kind of aloof, and he was a solitary individual, and he had a lot of his officials kind of delegated to manage the kingdom. But the kingdom served. Originally, it had served the dwarven pantheon, and the last kind of messages that started coming out from the Wet City before all trace of it disappears from history, is that there was a new religion that the king had embraced and had started to convert the city to this new religion.
And he didn't have any information about where the like religion might have come from, or how it spread, or if it's been seen in other places since.
No, and it's something that Boldim is looking forward to discovering.
Okay.
Is Vaklo present while she's picking his brain?
Presumably, yeah. That was back when you guys were talking at the tavern. So.
And also out of character, we're hearing talk of religion. Do I like cross myself, or I mean, is that like a taboo subject, or something I totally ignore, or something I would still know from history classes?
Well, as with most religious societies, there is a religious there's no separation of church and state. So there is there's a religion official to a national religion.
Oh, okay.
You guys.
So it's deities that don't exist, but religion does.
Well, no one knows if deities exist. It's kind of like real life in that sense. Like some people, of course, will swear on their mother's grave that the deities exist, but they're not in the D&D sense. They're not coming down in awesome power.
All right, that's what I figured. Thank you.
I do have a gods and religion section on in your journal, and the Eastern Pantheon would be your whole culture. That would be the religion you guys follow. The primary god is Othig, Lord of Plenty. Whether your characters are very religious, I'll leave that up to you. Obviously, the two of you who were raised in the nobility would have attended, temple, and been brought up in that. It's expected of your family.
Yeah, Vaklo less than others, but yeah, indeed, I was thought as a proper citizen.
The forest gnomes are probably aware of the Eastern Pantheon, but they may have their own kind of like paganized version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy emphasis on like fae spirits and
Yeah.
Did you have questions for Boldim, Vaklo?
No, well, since after hearing the explanation about religions, no, I mean it's pretty standard. It's not like I thought it was out of the ordinary that they had a religion or something. So it's all good.
Got it. But no, I definitely think this place exists. I don't know if we're really going to see the fire and doom that guy was talking about, but it hasn't dulled my my excitement to go check it out at all. So it was a little odd.
That was a drunk vagrant and smelly
Yeah.
to boot. Just forget it.
I think you need to be a little more kind to people, but I do agree. I think he was a little.
Yeah, I do try to help, but some people just don't help themselves. So.
And at that moment, a man in kind of well-to-do clothing, with a sword at his side, and kind of like a leather doublet, comes striding over, and puts a hand, kind of gruffly, on Vaclo's shoulder, and says, "You, cretin! Are you bothering this woman?"
As soon as a hand touched one of his shoulders, I mean, he gets up, the chair falls down, and he turns
Oh,
towards
you guys are
the...
walking back to the inn, so you're on the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was sitting down in the,
No, my bad.
the inn. I turn around and I like just look puzzled at the guy and, are you... No, but you are disturbing me, sir. And I do put a hand on his hand and I...
Okay.
I will kind of like try to like basically like touch both arms and be like, it's okay, sir. He's with me. We're part of the same adventurers guild. I really don't need any rescuing here, but thank you.
Yeah, he's like, ugh. Yeah, you great banner lot. And then
And I
he's,
do
he's,
like...
None of us.
he's just kind of
I
done
s-
with you at that point.
I sweep my sleeves where he touched me and I keep going.
I turned to Baclo to say, I think you heard about the magma beast.
Oh, maybe. Ignorance. Better ignore them.
Do things like that happen to you often? Like people just come up and grab you? Seems really weird.
Yeah, I'm used to weird looks.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Nah, it's no problem. And you can see him, you can literally see him retreating into himself. He gets his hood into his head and
Mouse is very bad
starts
at these
walk-
situations
Yeah.
and just is also silent, and they probably walk in silence back to me.
and they walk faster.
Yeah,
Mouse is like running.
yeah. Probably to try to match your pace.
And now I do look like I'm pursuing you, and there's people with pitchforks and torches behind me.
Oh.
Okay,
and,
and
then
I'm
we get-
choking around.
and then the guy who insulted you has a musical number to rally up everyone against the beast.
Pretty much.
All right, you guys come into the tavern. You haven't spent much time in the tavern. I mean, you've only been in town for like one day. And you do most of your socializing at the Woodover pub. The tavern has a small like dining area in the ground floor, and then there's rooms in the back. And there's also rooms on the second floor. Your rooms are in the back. And it's about evening, sunset. And you guys approach the counter where the innkeep is, and he's like, there's a dwarf, and he points back to one of the corners. He says, he asked me to tell you when you tell him that he's looking to speak with you.
Is it? I'll look over. Is it Boldim, or is it one we don't recognize?
The dwarf is wearing a heavy cloak with a hood over him, but it's pretty clear that it's Boldim.
Okay.
Like his arms are out of his sleeves, and he's wearing the same clothes he was this morning, and he's got his beard is sticking out, and it's the same, kind of like brown with gray streaks in it. So, yeah.
I'll ask the bartender what he's drinking, and then tell him to pour me a refill, and I'll take that in my own drink over.
All right.
Alexa, I don't know if that.
And I'm gonna get myself some stew, and I wanted to get stew for Broden too, so he's gonna be
We're gonna.
proper
Yeah.
meal.
All right. So
feast
you guys come over with ale and soup, and he's like, "Oh, I was wondering when you guys were going to make it."
We had an interesting day in the city. We wanted to see a little bit more before we departed.
I wanted to speak to you before the morning. Please, sit down. Oh, is that
Yeah,
is that
I'm
ale
already
for me?
digging in.
And he like points to the ale. He's like, "Is that for me?"
Oh yes, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you, Missy. And he
You probably
starts
could have
like,
said that's what you're drinking.
and he's like,
Thirsty there.
I may not have been completely forthright about my reasons for wanting to bring y'all aboard,
Oh.
and I wanted to make sure that we were on the level. Will your acquaintances be returning, or shall this conversation be alright with just the three of us?
I haven't seen them all day, actually. I wonder if we should be worried about that.
And then we like intercut to Gareth jumping between rooftops with guards marching around on the streets.
Following the yipping dog.
You've piqued my interest. I think it's best we just have this conversation, and then we can relay it when they show back up.
Well, I have reason to believe that Count Rudabar is not out for my best interest.
Oh.
You see, it was his idea to bring along these mercenaries, and I don't trust them. They don't seem to like dwarves much.
So yeah, that's the sponsor. All right. Does
Why would go ahead.
Count Rudabar have a reputation that I could?
No, but he's the king's man, and well, the thing is, if I find the wet city, then Orzkarad has a claim to it. And it's in Wymeria.
Oh yeah, I see the political conundrum you are faced with.
Right, and I doubt having a spontaneously occurring dwarven settlement on the Brownwater Bay would be in the king's best interest. Personally, I'm not a political man. I'm an archaeologist. I've spent my entire life since I was a wee lad searching for the wet city. But of course, I'm not ignorant. If we find the wet city, it belongs to dwarf kind. And I don't think Count Rudabar would be keen on letting it become an issue for his king.
I'm making a history roll to know if the dwarven human history has been one of commerce or war or cold indifference.
The relationship between Wymeria and Orzkarad specifically is one of kind of just it's pretty blasé. It's just kind of just
Neutral,
neutral
non-existent
completely, yeah.
exchanges.
There's
and-
never been any military conflicts between the two of them, but they're not really buddies. They've had a
So
consistent trading relationship, and that's about it.
Yeah, so we cannot like try to go with the idea that would stimulate commerce and stuff like that. That
Well,
never happened.
you since you're of the nobility, you know that the Brownwater Bay is kind of the main flow of trade from the southern kingdoms, such as Bulvakor, and so it's kind of important to Wymeria. Also, Wymeria has built several naval forts along narrow passes along the southern waters. And they like Wymeria wants to control the water as much as possible, and to have another kind of rival appear in the Brownwater Bay, deep in what they consider their waters. You don't think King Holtmere would be very keen on that at all.
When you
Gotcha.
when you got permission from the king to launch this exploration, was it discussed at all what would happen if the city was found? Surely that covered.
He was vague to the point where I believe he didn't want to talk about it with me.
Ah.
But I think the only reason he granted me this favor is because, Wymeria is still indebted to Orzkarad over allowing Wymeria to build Gull's Landing settlement within our mountain range. I mean, it's beneficial to us both. It's where our trade flows in and out of Orzkarad between your people, but it's not. I don't. You understand where I am. I'm not a lord. Well, I'm a low lord, but I'm not someone that the king would want to deal with for those kind of matters. In fact, I'm sure he's sending emissaries over to my kingdom right now to discuss the matter. But Count ilwDY might have his own agenda. Quite frankly, it has not been lost on me that even if I were to find the wet city, if word were not to reach my people of its discovery, then, well, Count ilwDY could take credit for the find. Again, it's a gold and silver mine. It's valuable in its own right, even if we didn't claim it.
And between like two spoonfuls, once Vaclo feels like contented, let's say, he's gonna look at the dwarf and say, you do need to make a choice, my friend. I mean, if you're sponsored by a Weimarian lord, you have to know you're taking their money. You're gonna have the fame, but they will have the territory. If you would be sponsored by dwarves, it would be a different story.
Well, I was sponsored by the King of Orskarod to make this journey here. The only reason I conferred with King Ultimate is because the Watchford Peaks are Memirian territory. Again, personally, I tried to stay out of the politics. Really, I'm just concerned. I don't want to bring y'all into this kind of mess. It's my mess. I'll handle it. But the real fear is I've got one lad with me who's dwarvish. And I got 4 human mercenaries working for Count ilwDY. I figure I hire 4, honest people. I've heard good stories about the Grey Banner. In fact, a friend of mine, while trading in Remeria, came across a group, spoke very highly of their diversity and of thought and compassion for all kinds of life.
Yeah, you can be sure I won't let this devolve into needless violence.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to counterbalance, so that if we find the wet city in all its splendor and find its riches, regardless of what happens next, I just don't want to get stabbed and left for dead on the eve of my greatest discovery. I mean, the man I have with me is a professional splunker. He's not exactly a combatant. Not a warrior. Like yourself,
Hey,
sir.
If you found the city, you deserve the fame. That's
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly. So whatever political fallout may extend, I don't wish to burden you with it. Personally, I'd like to avoid it. I just don't want to die.
Yeah, if you fear for your life, just come to me.
We can let the diplomats handle all that political stuff, but we'll be sure that
Exactly.
you make it back from, well, it won't be at Count ilwDY's hands. We did hear a bit of a dire foretelling from a street prophet earlier, but Count
Nonsense.
ilwDY.
Vaclo really wants to dismiss that.
Wait. Was it a dwarven street urchin?
Was it a dwarven
No,
street?
It was an old human.
Oh, well then, pish posh.
I just wanted to let you know.
And I
Well,
just wanted
we'll
to
be
let you
sure-
know. So I hope this doesn't change the arrangement.
No, I'm just excited to be along for the ride. I think we're gonna discover something great.
Well, if it all goes according to plan, it's going to be the journey of a lifetime, lass. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to my caravan. I still got
Now you're-
preparations.
Now you're talking, and good night.
Are we setting off with him in the morning? Is
Yeah.
that what our timeline is? Okay. All right. See you in the morning then.
Okay. He kind of like gets up and like takes each of your hands and shakes your hands, and he's like, "In the morning, then." And then he takes his leave, and he like kind of like goes incognito as best he can with his heavy cloak.
Do you think we should go and look for Caddy and Gareth Backlow?
Yeah, have we gotten back yet?
Yeah, we can go ahead and say at this point the two of you will return to the tavern. Caddy
Okay.
first, and then maybe 10 minutes later, Gareth will return. At this point, you're
But Vaclo would have answered like, this is a big city. Let's wait here a bit more. And so slowly takes a sip.
And then Caddy walks in.
right. So Gareth, you got 58 silver from the table,
Okay.
I'll be 2 minutes. Be right back.
and inside the safe was another 91 silver.
Okay. So 58 plus 91. Let me pull up my calculator because I don't want to do that in my head.
That's 149.
Okay, cool. 149 silver. And it's increments of 10 for gold, for
Right.
copper, silver, gold, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So that's something like 10 goldish.
Yeah, a little over 14
14 gold.
gold. Yep. So, Caddy,
Alright.
you're first to arrive.
Hi, y'all.
I assume this scene plays out. Correct me if I'm wrong. You open the door to the tavern, and Shugel comes bolting in, and immediately runs up to where Mouse and Vaklo are sitting. And he sniffs the air, and he looks to Caddy as she approaches, and he's like, I'm getting a faint whiff that this is where the plot is.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you'd technically call this a plot of land, Shugel. Like,
Right.
the
Right. No, you're right. Yeah.
building.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
My mistake. Wrong choice of words. The adventure is to be had.
Aw, you're so right. We're gonna see about keeping you on board, but that's not my decision. I'm gonna like climb up on a stool, and order a like small glass of ale, and then ask what everyone's been like chattering about. So what everyone been chattering about?
I'll just give her a quick rundown of everything we just heard from Oldrune, and then also tell her about the prophet guy, and then just get her totally up to date on the day that Mouse and Vaklo had.
Yeah, and when you finish explaining your side of the events, again, only Caddy can understand him, but Shugel goes, the plot thickens.
Shugel, that's not how land works. It doesn't just... I don't understand.
I'm sorry. Can I have some of that soup?
Wait, I'm gonna point at Vaklo's stew, like that soup. I'm gonna check my wallet. Can he have some of that stew?
I'm sure it's like
Cheap enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna order a bowl of stew and a second plate.
Oh boy, I'm so glad I followed you. I get to be
I'm great.
part of the story. I get to eat food. I don't get to die to cats.
Who's that little boy? Who's that cute one?
Oh, hello, I am Shugel.
This is Shugel.
And
He
I'm gonna
introduced
scratch his
himself.
head.
Oh.
The back leg, like,
You found the spot.
Alright, and at that point, Garrett, you're gonna walk in.
Okay. I walk over and I give Caddy exactly 19 silver
Wait,
pieces, and I head
wait.
to my room.
is his still an illusion?
No, it's been over.
No,
an
no.
hour, so-
Ah, that's too bad.
Even if it wasn't, I would have ended it myself. I'm not walking into the tavern looking like Madame Sorba.
Although that'd be really funny if some prostitute-looking madam walked in, handed
Just
me
gave
some silver,
Patty
and
some
just
silver.
walked off.
Oh,
Like,
boy.
I'm just that good.
In Caddy, Russia, a prostitute pays you.
I'd be like, oh, it went well.
Alright, so yeah, he gave you 19 silver.
Yep.
And he sits
We
down.
will redefine the profession, sorry.
And I head back to my room, unless someone wants to stop me.
I will. I'll just motion to you and just be like, "Hey, it looks like you're going to bed, but really quick, we just got some new information from Mr. Oldrune," and then just make sure you know everything that's going on with that too.
Are you not hungry?
I'm like staring like dead-eyed as she's like I'm imagining rambling on about everything Oldrim said. Like slowly like, And then like once she stops talking, I'm still there for like an additional 5 seconds. And I'm like, oh, you're done? Okay. Bye. And I start heading to my room.
I don't know if he really cared about that, but I told him, so my job is done.
He's
So-
a gruff fellow.
Shugal tugs on Caddy's pant leg and says, "So is she just exposit things? Is that what she does?"
You know what, Shugal? That's an excellent use of the word exposit, and I'm very proud of you.
Well,
He's got a
thank you.
very high vocabulary for
In fact, that is exactly what she does.
He's so accurate too, because like even in combat, that's all I do.
Yeah, like she tells our enemies that their mothers would be disappointed in them.
She's probably right.
You know, well, one time a guy was like, "But I'm an orphan," so that didn't go over
Wow,
too great.
Caddy, way to bring the whole room down.
It's fine. You're the only person who can understand me right now because I'm talking dog.
It's true.
So
I could just picture the scene where like we're eating, we're having some ale, and then Caddy is just having a side conversation with the bulldog, and Baclo and I are just looking at her.
I'm wondering which one I prefer, the one who doesn't talk or the one who talks with symbols.
anyway,
I just feel left out.
I'm gonna turn to Boldim. And I'll
Oh,
be
Bolden's
like,
gone at this point. Sorry.
"Oh, he's already gone."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he went to go home. I guess then I'm gonna tell everyone else, like, well, I like Boulder, so I think we can help him out.
That is good, yeah.
That
I
being said,
don't think you're saying his name right. It's Boldim. Boldim.
Boulder is a city in Colorado.
or a
Oldrim.
large rock.
Oh, Oldrim. I don't want to mispronounce. It's not polite.
Right. Good night, folks. I'm plumb tuckered out, so I'm gonna hit the hay. I'm gonna go to my room, but I want to clarify that, like, whenever I get to wherever I'm sleeping, I'm gonna be like, these beds are huge.
All right, so my choices are to look red or gold. So I think I'm gonna go with gold. Until
Gold.
break. Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't Shugal. That
Yay,
was me.
lighting.
Yeah, you didn't do the voice.
All right. So yeah. So things wind down and you guys retire, and the next morning you guys head to the docks to meet up with Boldim and company. So you're all treading along, and when you get to the docks and you see Boldim in the distance, Shugal's like, "Uh-oh."
What?
I'm terribly afraid of large bodies of water.
Oh no.
Really? This isn't a very large, it's a river, so it's not like, it's not like an ocean.
And Vaclo's like, come here, boy, come here.
No, I don't like it.
Well, I don't hear him, so I'm just like, keep going.
Listen, Caddy, you're a nice.
Would you-
He like puts his paw on your hand. You're a nice lady. But I feel like if I carried on with you, my supernatural ability of insight would derail many plot lines.
No.
But
I'm gonna like frown because I don't understand the term plot line.
sure, yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
I'm like, you know what? You are a free bulldog, but I want you remember Caddy, Wampus, and I'll remember Shugal.
I'm confident our paths will cross again.
His name is Dead Bull.
Deadpool. Dog pool.
No.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dog Bull, that's good.
I'm gonna. You know what? You remember the face. You
I will
remember
never
who gives you
forget you.
dead cat.
I think we broke Gareth.
We'll be around, friend. Gareth is like trying to get on the boat. Like, why on earth is the gnome talking?
I'm like aiming a shot at the dog in my head. I'm like just a bit to the left, and I could get him behind the neck.
So I'm gonna.
Are you gonna give him the rest of the dead cat to hold him over? Okay.
That. Yeah, I was gonna give him the rest of the dead cat. And like a little bit of ear scritches, and explain to everyone else that Shugel is a free dog, who has his own wants and desires, but he will be here if we ever need anything.
He will meet y'all again, and he takes his dead cat and drags it away. And for some reason, in that moment, all of you, at the same time, feel like it's sunset, even though it's morning.
Yeah.
And then the moment passes.
He walks through the sunset. There's like a silhouette somewhere. Someone's playing sad music.
And my heart will go on.
Oh, God. He's a long, long way from home.
Shugel's spirit animal is Johnny Cash.
Nice.
Spirit human.
I want you to sing.
Spirit human.
I want you to sing "Hurt," the Johnny Cash cover version of Shugel's voice now.
I hurt myself today.
If I could feel.
Why are you taking this bulldog away from us?
I explained it, didn't I?
Explained it.
Yeah, I thought I was very succinct.
I'm just still so sad.
Don't worry,
It is.
Shugel's not gone forever.
Okay.
He'll be back. I have to dangle some carrot to keep y'all going. It's so hard to motivate the four of you. Goodness.
Well, we want to see more Apothecary Bill, too.
Apothecary Bill.
I do like Apothecary Bill.
I swear
I'm
to
gonna
God,
come
there's gonna be
back.
one in every town.
I'm gonna come back. Oh, like a Nurse Joy kind
Like
of
a Nurse
thing.
Joy situation. In my early days of GMing, I had every innkeeper was run by a man named Todd.
And that was his name, not Todd. A man named Todd.
No, it was just it was the barkeep, Todd.
All right.
Across campaigns,
Todd.
different settings, it was always Todd.
That's
Those
like the
days are
joke
behind
in
me.
my campaigns where every NPC who dies is named Joffrey retroactively.
Nice.
That way you don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and we also have to come back for that axe seller. Well, weapons seller.
And the rat
Greg off.
infestation you caused.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
He may be having this
And,
situation.
Can I retcon and say I told the rats around the whorehouse to go to his place instead?
No, unfortunately, you never actually conversed with the rats.
Yeah, I didn't.
You conned that woman rightly.
Yeah. I'm spending too much time around Gareth.
That said, Vaclo is very motivated to get on that boat.
All right, so you guys
Yeah.
approach the. It's kind of like
Thanks, Jack.
it's a rather. It's a riverboat. It's got 2 levels and a very kind of shallow cargo hold.
A river boat.
About 45
It's
feet
so
long, 20 feet wide. And in addition to Boldim, who you've already met, there's another dwarf, 4 rugged individuals, 3 men and a woman, all wearing armor, and you can kind of assume those are the 4 mercenaries that is going along with them. And he also getting everything on the boat is a team of of rowers that Boldim has hired, 12 in total. Since you guys will be going upstream, you have to row the whole length of the way.
I'm gonna take a couple of shifts to stay in shape.
Cool. So yeah, you approach and Boldim claps his hands together and he's like, the last of our band has arrived. Let's get on with the introductions, shall we? Of course, everyone knows me. These 4 are, introduce yourselves.
I am Vaclo Drosihar, pleased to meet you. I'm a guard, a bodyguard.
All right. I'm Cattywampus. This is Skew, and we shoot things. Well, he doesn't because he can't. That would be ridiculous. And I'm at your service. Well, not really. I'm at Boldim's service, but I'm here.
I just like to really. You're role playing 6 charisma really well.
Yeah.
I am satisfied with your performance.
I try.
I'm not role-playing my eye rolls, but Vaclo does a lot of those around Caddy.
All right.
Mouse just looks at Gareth, and then he's not doing anything. So there's just this awkward silence for a little bit, and then finally she says,
I'm like staring you down. Like just.
You can call me Mouse. I'm working for Boldim. I research.
The woman among the mercenaries grunts and smirks. She's not impressed by you, Mouse.
I look at her, I make eye contact with her, and then I look at my feet.
Does she introduce herself?
So the leader of the mercenaries kind of looks between the 4 of you, looks at Gareth for a moment, and he's just like, "Alright, well, I'm Carl. That's Priska. And the two lads back there are Hoff and Yuri. We're retainers from Can't Read Bar service." And Boldim's like, "Yes, and my comrade here is Golin Clouderreach, professional splunker from Orskarad. He's delved into depths that you humans can't even imagine. But anyway, shall we away? I think the last of the supplies are being loaded. I hope you all have stories to tell. It's a week until we arrive at our destination." He's already like climbing into the riverboat, and so is Golin. Golin's kind of like this kind of really brawny, dirty kind of dwarf with he's bald on top with a big black beard with 2 prominent white stripes, almost looking like big walrus tusks coming down his beard. And wrapped around his chest is a chain that ends in an axe blade.
I'm helping.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna be helping Askew into the boat, and then like turned out what's his name with the spelunker?
Golin.
Golan. Okay. I'm gonna tell him like, "Hey, y'all could be brothers," and point to Askew, and then like gesture at the teeth, like at the tusks, and then like.
Golin takes a moment, but when he gets the joke, he gives you a big toothy grin, and one of his 2 front teeth is replaced by a golden tooth.
Yes, I love him so much. Anyway, after that, I'm gonna be like, "Don't worry, I got plenty of stories. If you want to hear about the time I lived off of fish eyeballs in the swamp, I've got lots of those to tell."
And the mercenaries,
shivers.
And the mercenaries, Carl is this 6.5 foot tall guy built like a wall, and he's completely hairless on his head except for his eyebrows. He's got a lot of battle scars on his face. Like it seems like all of his enemies hit him in the face. That's how many scars he has.
That's why I use a shield.
And he's like, smart. Priska is a rather.
I do like him.
Is a rather rugged-looking woman. She's incredibly fit, and she's got matted hair that kind of drapes down past her shoulders, and she's got like some old war paint across her face that she just hasn't. You don't know how long ago she applied it, and just has not washed it off.
You really shouldn't sleep in your makeup.
Priska, right?
Yeah. Hoff looks like an average guardsman of young age. He's a rather right around the ears. And Yuri has a big mustache that kind of like hangs down on either side of his mouth.
Handle bikes.
Not quite. He doesn't curl it, but yeah, he's got like that classic biker look, you know.
All right, so I'm not one to make much conversation, so I'm gonna. I haven't exercised in a while, so I'm gonna start rowing. Gonna find a spot.
Mouse wants to go and talk to Golan,
Okay.
and just see, because he's the spelunker, and just see what he thinks we might expect, and what he's preparing for to get to the wet city.
Where do you see a lot of going to be climbing up the side of a cliffside? It's probably really well, it's going to be a lot of water. We bleed the water rose up and get flood in the area. So and we're going to be only going to be climbing up to get to the higher city, and where we're going to find a lot of dusty, abandoned areas. Might have some few critters taking up residence. You know what I mean?
I mean, he sounds like he's into the water.
She does a lot of nodding. She caught about half of that, but she just keeps nodding and then like slowly walks away.
Yeah. And yeah, as you kind of retreat, Boldim's like, he's a country dwarf.
He seems very experienced, though. It looks like you got a good crew.
Yes. All right. If that's everything, let's shove off, as they say. All right, and you guys start to head down up the river.
Gareth is just staring at Stelholm, or at least in the direction the entire time until we get off. If there's railing, he's leaning on that.
And as you guys leave the city, the riverside region of Stelholm is designed very much like Stelton and Stelberg. So it's kind of got this weird small town vibe in the middle of this big booming city. There's a lot of obscure kind of like stores and characters wandering around. Normally in a city, there's a place for everything, and here it almost feels rural. And as you guys are crossing through this large stone archway that kind of is part of the wall of the city around Stelholm, that kind of creates this arch over the river. Boldim starts explaining. He's like, well, normally traders heading upstream have two row crews. Unfortunately, I couldn't really afford it, so we won't be spending the night in Stelton or Stelberg. We'll be kind of pulling over to the side near some villages. I've already asked around, and the villages can't accommodate our number, being over 20. So we have camping supplies, and so for the first 2 nights, and probably more later on, we will be camping in the wilderness. I do hope everyone's up for it. You all seem like rugged folk. So we'll be entering Stelton and Stelberg in the morning, and we'll be taking small stops to replenish our supplies before moving on down the river.
I'm delighted.
It's only for a week, so
Right.
yeah.
Yes. Only a week.
I am more than ecstatic.
It's in poor taste, but I can manage.
All right. As you guys are heading down the river, to sort of fill the time here, probably except for Gareth, who seems like he doesn't want to talk to anybody. Does anybody want to have like some kind of story, some interlude from their character's past that they share with the company? Maybe we do that. I mean, yeah, most of you are just kind of standing on this riverboat for a day's travel, so I'm sure someone has a story to pass the time.
I mean, I do have stories of noble duels that I've heard about, or like family feuds that
Have you ever
were
been
like...
second to a duelist?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. The mercenary's like, oh. That would have been.
I was too sheltered, but I don't tell him that. But
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying, but my stories fall flat.
I'm gonna explain in elaborate detail how to make this sort of gumbo-esque concoction using like insects and the like fins and boiling like bones, and it's just unpleasant for everybody.
Priska seems kind of just strangely invested in this recipe.
Oh, nice. Like I could write it down. The other little one probably has some
She
paper.
like gets close to you and she's like, "Well, I can't read."
Really? Okay, well then I won't write it down. But whenever we do some camping, we can try and see if we can rustle up some grub. You know what I'm saying?
Rustle up some insects and bones. Mama's cooking.
Yeah, just like home. And then I'm gonna tell the story about finding the dog, and killing the cat, and my witty one-liners. But I'm gonna like massively downplay everything Gareth does.
Damn. All right. Towards the end of the day's journey, Carl is going to like in the middle of a conversation. He's like, "I've got some reservations about this whole journey. The problem is we're just gonna be so close to the damn Thanger."
The what?
The Thanger? Oh, you're from
Are those the wood elves?
You're from the swamp, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from a swamp.
Oh, yeah. That is a concern.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I mean, the wood elves of Thanger, they're completely lost this accent. I'm just gonna keep going. They're savages, barbaric types. There's no negotiating with them. If we run afoul of Thanger ambush, you best hope you have Othig's favor, or maybe more importantly, Farah's, because it's gonna be hard pressed to get out of a confrontation with one of them alive.
I'm gonna lean over to whoever's next to me and be like, "Who on earth? Like, were we supposed to get a permission form that we didn't get? Who was he talking about?"
They're pretty hostile. They don't really do diplomacy. Do you think they'll be all the way in the mountains though? I thought they mostly just stuck to the forests.
Well, they have been known to raid riverboats. But I'm more concerned about the South Road from Stelrun to Hornbluff. There's all kinds of horribleness going on down there. They got Roman gnolls, ogres, and of course, you never know when you're going to run afoul of a group of Thanger.
Are we gonna be going from Stelberg to Hornbluff though, or are we not just following the river through like the Junipero Valley?
Boldim's like, no, we are going to Hornbluff because, according to my maps, the Wet City is a coastal city. So coming by it from the river, we'd have to cross over the mountains to get to the coast. So instead, we're going to go south to Hornbluff, take a boat over to the Watchford Peaks.
Oh, yeah. I suppose that would be a bit of a problem. And we do really need to stick to a road with a group our size, don't we? Yeah, I understand now. I wasn't sure.
So the most dangerous leg of the journey is going to be from Stelberg to Hornbluff. That's when we all need to be really watching out for anything out of the ordinary on the road.
Yeah, I'm ready if things devolve into a fight, but we have Caddy here, who's pretty good at wilderness survival. Do you have anybody on your side? And I figure he's gonna say Priska, but
he's like, well, no, we mostly just bash skulls in. That's kind of our thing.
Yeah,
So-
then we'll be fine if you do your job.
Yeah. Don't
Or
worry. You'll be able to count on us.
maybe we could have scouts, or Do you have any sneaky types? Maybe we can provide that. We can do that. We're the best.
Well, I look forward to
I'm
seeing
just
you in
trying to
action.
get under his skin.
Yeah. He's kind of
I'm
smirking
sure I
at
already
you.
did.
We'll go ahead and let you guys take point when we get there.
Mouse is just like looking down and like shaking her head, but not saying anything.
She's like, no,
I
thanks.
do hope my confidence in Cattywampus is going to be rewarded, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
All right. As the sun begins to set, you guys come along a little village along the river, and you pull the boat to the opposite end of the river, and anchor it to the shore, and you start pitching your tents, and the camp is kind of ready, and the fire in the center is burning. By the time the sun is disappearing from the sky, and that last light is creeping over, and as you're all breaking out your rations for that evening's meal, Carl and Priska both kind of notice something outside, and Carl kind of gets up and excuses himself, and he walks over, and if you guys follow him as he leaves, there appears to be a small band of about half a dozen individuals.
Those are the villagers, because I wanted to inquire with them.
What was that?
I wanted to talk with them, inquire.
Okay.
The villagers, right? That's a group of
Well, they
probably
seem
villagers.
to be coming from the northeast. So the village is on the other end of the river. So these people,
I'm gonna follow, but
like
I'm
the
gonna
village
stay
is
like,
over here, and these people are coming from over here.
okay.
There's 6 of them, and they have 1 horse. And there seems to be a younger, kind of adolescent boy who's riding the horse. So you kind of following behind. Carl approaches one of them, and he kind of like waves, and one of them approaches, and they start to have a conversation. And from the distance you're at, you can hear that the man that Carl's exchanging with is very haggard and shaken. And Carl is pretty maintaining his composure, and they're having a conversation. Do you want to like approach fully? All right.
Yeah,
as you're walking
I'm
up,
gonna join. Yeah.
the man talking to Carl's like, "It was horrible. I mean, they told us that the stretch was filled with orcs, but we've never seen a war band this large." And Carl's like, "You come a long way from Owenwald. Why didn't you stop at Glenfort?" And the man's like, "Oh, well, we have family in this village. And the young boy lost his parents. And so we've been traveling a long ways. Of course, we alerted the forces at Glenfort of the Orcish army, but we've been told that they retreated back into the stretch and headed south."
Okay, I did mean to ask you the name of the village because we didn't get it. So you're
It's-
naming places, and I have no
The
idea.
village is the village that's here. It's not really important enough for me to really name. You want to name it?
Okay. No problem.
It's not relevant.
Starnhaven.
Yeah. We'll call it Water Rest. Yeah. So you approach, and Carl kind of like shoots a glance over to you, and he's like, "Well, my caravan has some extra provisions. If you'd like to come join us by the fire, you've been through an ordeal." And the man's like, "Normally I would decline, but we are quite hungry. We haven't. We lost our way crossing the hill country, and we passed a village we meant to stop at, and we haven't eaten all day. So we don't want to impose." He's like, "Oh, that's no problem. We're all countrymen.
You
Come
are
on."
welcome.
And so the 8 of you kind of come back to the camp, and Carl's like, "These folk, they've traveled a long way from Owenwald to Water Rest. They're hungry, and I offered them some food. I'm sure that's all right, Boldim." And Boldim's like, "Oh, it shouldn't be a problem. Why have you made such a trek?" And Carl's like, "Oh, well, apparently a band of 100 or so orcs attacked Owenwald and sacked it." And there's kind of like this hush over the camp.
I'm gonna ask the newly arrived group how long ago were they attacked? How long ago was that? And
Yeah, the man's like, it must have been 4 days ago. We haven't stopped marching.
and do they look like weary enough for that to be true? I mean, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, they look like, yeah, they look very run down, haggard, tired, hungry. Fear in their
Okay.
eyes.
So all right. So I'm guessing I believe them.
And Carl, like,
Do they look like they know Carl already?
no,
I
Carl
mean,
just approached
are-
them and sort of kind of
Yeah.
initiated that.
Okay.
Carl's like
But I
helping
mean,
them
that
find
was
out.
very quick. He didn't ask them any question. He just invited them right away. So almost feels like he knew them.
Maybe, but you're not getting that impression just from the body language or any kind of
Okay.
looks. And
Okay.
Carl's like helping him find a place around the campfire, and he turns to Boldim and he's like, "Once we get to Stelrun, I'll inquire to see if there's any news of Orcish movements moving down the stretch. Hopefully they stay to the stretch and they won't be a problem."
All right. So yeah, I do invite them to our fire, and I'm gonna serve them their part of.
Insect gumbo.
Oh, is that what we're eating? Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, it's not
No,
yet.
I didn't have time to forage.
You do have to warn me in advance when you're gonna do that, and and yeah, I'm gonna serve them normal rations or
Yeah. However,
whatever we
Boldim is willing to share, but he's a little kind of
if we have
unsteady
the
about
supplies.
I mean, he
back
plans
up-
on stocking up in Stelton, but
Okay. If we have the supplies, and I don't know if that's the nature of our trip, but when we stop, do we prepare a meal or do we eat rations? Because Vaclo is a very good cook.
well, I imagine you can have dry rations of the sort,
that is
vegetables
sad.
and dried meats.
Okay.
I mean, did you bring like artisan tools, like cooking equipment, with you?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. So you don't have the provisions on you. I mean, once you get to Stelton, if you want, you can buy something to spice up the meal.
Yeah, he's still just dabbling. I'm saying he's a good cook, but he just like his food.
All right. The next morning, before the night ends, the 6 people, after they've eaten, they find a ferry and they cross the river to water rest. And in the morning, you guys pack up the camp before sunrise, and just at dawn, you start rowing towards Stelton. As you approach, basically as Boldim explains that you're approaching Stelton, I don't know how many of you have traversed the rivers. Definitely not. Maybe not any of you really have probably traversed this river in your characters' lives.
The refugees aren't with us
No,
anymore.
they went to the village after they ate.
Okay.
So you're heading into Stelton, and Boldim's like, we should be coming up on it soon. And ahead of you, obviously, since you're on a waterfront, there's always a morning mist. But the entire town of Stelton is covered in this fog that seems to be clinging all around it. And when you enter it, it's like incredibly dense fog. You can barely see 20 feet in front of the boat. And you're looking around, and all you're hearing is kind of like the shuffle of the rowing and the creaking of the wood, and you don't hear the sound of activity coming from the town. It's dead quiet, and this kind of like really dense fog is obscuring your vision.
Yeah, that is unusual. I mean, don't anybody hear anything?
The mercenaries are kind of looking around, and Hoff kind of goes, "I don't hear anything."
Can I try to see?
Perception check.
Sure.
Well, Gareth is very wary of this whole trip in general, so this is just another moment for him to be suspicious of everything. Oof, bad.
You guys
well.
don't discern anything beyond what I've told you.
Can I try to see if the fog is natural or if it's magical, perhaps?
Be hard to discern unless you
Okay.
cast like detect magic.
I don't got it. Okay.
You can kind of, I guess you can make an Arcana check to see if you've heard of magic to create fog in the past, and maybe. I mean, obviously there are spells to create fog, but on this scale, you don't recall reading anything about it.
Okay.
Let me see if I can turn this off. If the lighting is better.
I'm just gonna have my bow at the ready, and I doubt Askew notices anything other than fog as well. Not the most perceptive wild pigs.
All right. Well, despite the fog, you come across the docks, and at this point, everyone's really on edge because you don't see any movement on the docks. You don't see any people.
I do have my weapons drawn out, even though probably useless.
Yeah. Priska kind of follows suit and draws her weapon,
Yeah.
and
No, I mean at this point I have my bow instead.
There we go. Fixed it. Sorry.
okay. No more feedback. Okay.
Yep, no more feedback.
Carl kind of grabs the lasso and throws it onto the dock to secure the. And they do it on both ends of the dock where the two posts come out. So you guys are anchored to the dock. And Carl turns to everyone, and he's kind of at the edge of the boat. He's like, I'll go see what's going on. And as he turns and he lifts his foot to get off the boat, suddenly you guys hear splashes coming from underneath you. And gnarled, dark gray hands with 3 fingers and a thumb grab onto the edge of the boat.
We should just keep rowing! We should just keep rowing!
I'm tempted to play whack-a-mole or whack-a-finger.
So
I pull my dagger and I'm stabbing down.
well, immediately you all kind of draw your weapons as over a dozen creatures, these like 2-legged, 2-armed creatures, rush up, and some of them start coming up from underneath the dock, and they look like huge upright rats, and they're brandishing broken weapons and blades, and they snarl at you, and that's where we're gonna go on our break.
Oh my god! At least the session's not over. Ugh.
I'm gonna try and speak rat with them later.
You're not gonna die, satirize explosives.
Did we just get like shoved into Vermintide? Is this the campaign now?
We can tell Vaklo's really excited.
I love Ratman.
He's getting ready to defect to the Ratmen.
Well, if they're all bunched up, Alchemical Bomb is my go-to.
Only after
We're
the
on a
break.
boat.
All right, so
I can throw
we're
it.
going to be going to our mid-session break. There is another 2 hours after this, so stick around. We'll try to take 15 minutes, but that's up to the toddler, because I'm going to be putting him to bed. And so we'll shoot for 15 minutes, so hopefully we'll be back at 15 after. Stick around. There's more coming at you. We got 2 more hours of Dire Roll, Fire and Blade, and we're going to see what happens with these Ratmen. I mean, we know what's going to happen. There's going to be a fight. So, everybody stick around.
Woo!
We got some action ahead, and we will be back.
I have salsa con queso
Great.
because I'm cheesy.
We're back. I was trying to wind y'all down. I just can't get a word in sometimes. We're back, and Caddy has chips and queso. So now that we all know that,
She's preparing for the fight in the best way possible.
the only way you can.
Appetizers.
Never fight on an empty stomach because A, you'll feel miserable even more so, and B, you want to leave a fun surprise when you die.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
And on
For the
that,
looters.
just
Yep.
that awesome note.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, let's go ahead
Oh
and
gosh,
roll
were we
initiative.
live for that?
We were
Oh,
super.
we were.
For some reason, my chat isn't connecting, and now it has. We're in. Okay, so let's get over to the game screen.
Initiative.
These rats look a lot like dogs.
Can I get a
Wow.
mod to go ahead and shout out our tokens and maps used with permission by two really awesome artists and creators over in Roll20 Marketplace? Find their stuff, patronize them. They are awesome. Yep, cool. We got it going. So if you guys, if anyone out there is a game master looking for the maps or tokens that we're using today, aside from the boar that's made by Caddy, go ahead and hit up those links. They were really generous to let us use their stuff. So
If I don't know, in addition to all of these beautiful tokens, I'm just seeing them, and there are a lot of them. Like, I feel like there might be too many on the map, perhaps.
do you think we should scale it back?
Do you think that was on purpose?
I think we'll make it, guys.
The mercenaries do look pretty
Rugged?
pretty ruthless, so we might be okay.
Yeah, you can almost hear Vaclo like gulping.
I mean, truly, you're not gonna get knocked unconscious again. That never happens.
No, it doesn't.
Never ever has that happened once.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to minimize this.
At least there's no fire this time, at least that I can tell. Hopefully we
Well-
don't set the ship on fire.
I don't think we're gonna get paid for killing all these rats, though.
The good thing is I didn't snack, so there's no surprise possible here.
Gareth finally motivated by something other than money, and it's self-preservation.
Yeah, I mean, that was there from the get-go, though.
Yeah, those are his only two motivations.
Okay.
Hey, as you know. Okay.
I do hope now that there's no space that he's gonna engage in melee. I mean,
That's true. You can't run and hide. Then we also can't split this time, which is also probably a good thing.
Yeah,
word.
but Askew can't really get run and start.
But yeah, no charging.
That's all right. I'm probably gonna be a little more effective than Askew long distance anyway. Hopefully these guys can be hit by arrows.
Oh boy.
Hopefully they don't have the non-magical damage resist of the last guy we fought.
Do not worry. We will probably die with our dignity, maybe.
Hopefully, maybe, probably not.
I mean, hey, we're not that badly
No,
outnumbered. I mean,
Yeah.
But we're not gonna die either.
You can hear me? Okay. Alright, Vaclo. Oh, Vaclo and Garrett. Who wants to go first between the two of you?
I have an idea.
Gareth is the better dex and he's alert.
Ooh, I need to roll.
Okay, so you want Gareth to go first? Gareth, you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Okay.
Oh.
So,
So,
I see-
every one of these are some kind of anthropomorphic rat men. They are clinging onto the sides of the ships.
oh, was that Caddy's first roll for initiative? Did she not roll until then?
Yeah, sorry, I just did.
Oh, great.
Never mind. Caddy goes
I guess
first.
Caddy goes first.
Yeah, sorry, I just got it done.
Caddy, please.
What?
Don't let us all die. Don't let us down. It'll be all right.
What?
And
Why
she
would I
doesn't
let
need
y'all
no
die?
feet.
Anyway, I'm gonna cast a spell right off the bat. Because I've got me one of them. Let me go down to it. And I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
and concentrate on this token. How do I ping it again? That one. And then I can cast that and shoot, correct?
Yep.
I know I've asked
It's
that.
a bonus
yeah.
action. Yep.
Cool. then let's shoot that boy. Because that's the only thing I'm super good at.
That is a hit.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
And he is dead.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah, I didn't add the hunter's mark damage to that. I need to.
That's alright.
Feels like
Didn't even need to.
Vermintide.
Killed it.
You were like the one-shot queen.
Nice. Right through the eyeball.
Yeah, so as the ratmen are come pouring over the side, Caddy notches an arrow and just thump, and one of them goes plopping into the water. Kind of goes. "Eeh!"
I'm gonna yell rat stew.
She's making friends.
This sounds better than the insect gumbo you were talking about.
Alright, and you're done?
Mm-hmm.
Gareth, you're up.
Okay, so these 3 rats down here, I'm aiming for the middle one. I'm going to cast Alchemical Bomb. So I reach into my cloak and I pull out a little vial of clear liquid and I chuck it at the middle one. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw. I actually don't roll a spell attack. He just rolls a dex save. And if he fails, he takes 1d10, and then if he fails, the other 2 next to him also need to make that roll.
Okay. What's the DC?
It's 13, I believe. I'll double check right now for you though.
No, Caddy, it takes a bonus action to move your target.
Oh, okay.
So on your turn, you can bonus action
it is
to move
13.
it over. 13? Okay. They have a +2 dex, so that is a fail.
Okay, so now the other 2 need to make that save as well, because they're all going to take damage if they fail. If
Okay,
all of them fail, at least.
north
Awesome.
failed, and south is fine.
Okay, so the middle one takes the full d10, and the one who failed is going to take half the damage I rolled.
Okay,
It's a cancer.
I'll go ahead and give him 1 damage. Gareth,
seriously-
I'm getting like... Oh, no, okay. I think, yeah, while you're talking, I can hear you just fine, but your frames are like 1 every 3 seconds. Is everyone else getting that, or is that just me?
I'm getting that too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, do we need me to rejoin the call?
That might fix it. Is your turn over?
I'm thinking you should wait. It's gonna pass. It's just latency issues. Oh, sorry.
Well, that was just my action, so I'm going to... can I, like, slide in between a skew and mouse and at least try and use them to, like, block sight of me to the rat things?
I'm
or is there
4'11", and
I don't think that's plausible.
Everybody's smaller than you except me.
I don't
That's
think that's
true.
plausible. Sorry.
Alright, oh, I can take the dodge action. I take the dodge action with my bonus action. So, attacks have disadvantage on me.
Cunning action
And that's my
can
turn.
dodge right out of the gate?
Yep, it can dodge, disengage, or dash.
Yeah, we're using
D.
Discord.
Exactly.
Is it better than Zoom? It's free.
So yeah, I'm... No wait,
If
it's
you have
dash,
the money-
disengage, or hide. It can't dodge. I'm sorry.
I
Then
kind of
yes,
thought, yeah,
that's
because
my
I know
turn.
monks can dodge with a key point,
Yeah.
so I thought that was a little powerful that you could dodge.
Alright,
I
that's my
haven't
turn,
used
Donna.
Zoom, but I don't have any money either, so we're using Discord. It's not ideal because some people, I can hear everybody, which is great because I'm streaming, but some people can't hear each other, so they're using Roll20's voice. But we're making it work. So Vakla, you're up.
All right. So I do feel confident I can stop those 3, so I'm gonna move there.
The lightly alchemicalized ratmen.
Yeah, exactly. They're distracted, so I'm gonna hit the middle one. I think it's gonna be a normal hit. Yeah. Normal hit. 14.
That is a dead ratman. So this ratman is kind of dazed from the bomb, and you come rushing forward, and you just plunge your longsword straight through its neck, and quickly draw it out with a spurt of blood, and it kind of just goes, and lets go and falls into the water.
Great. So I'm going to use a bonus action to shove the north one. So I always forget. I think he has to make an athletics checks, opposed athletics checks.
Okay. He's going to use acrobatics.
Exactly, yeah.
Well,
I do roll natural 20, so he's going to take a bath.
yeah, he's underwater. So you just kind of turn and shove your shield forward, striking him right in the nose. He cartwheels backwards with a splash. All right.
Yet after skewering his friend, die, Ratman!
And since
I'm done.
Since players go first, I'm gonna have Priska go before, because she's on the players' team. I'm gonna have Priska go before the Ratman. So it's Priska's turn. Her first instinct is going to be to protect Boldim. And since she's quicker on the draw, she's going to position herself here and strike at that Ratman. And she can attack twice. So she's wielding a mace, and she's going to just start clobbering into this first rat. She has a +4 to hit. So her first attack misses, and her second attack hits for enough bludgeon damage. So her first attack, she swings and he kind of jukes out of the way. Then she comes in with her overhand and crashes into his skull, and that's a dead Ratman.
Damn, she's good. I'm taking notes.
And that's her action. So now it's the Ratman's turn. All right. First and foremost, this one's going to leap up and attack Caddy. With a kind of like a broken short sword, and just kind of like gonna jab it at you. He has a +4 to hit. With your AC is 14, so a 10 or higher is a hit. Okay. So he's going to strike you for 6 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the next one's going to come up over and do the same thing, strike at you. And once again, finds purchase with his. He's probably wielding like a rusted dagger, and he jabs it forward for another 6 piercing damage. This one rushes over and is going to attack Askew, missing. And then this one's going to attack Gareth, probably hitting, yeah. And he's going to stab Gareth for 6 damage.
Ugh. Ow. Alright.
This rat is going to climb fully aboard and attack Vaklo. He just uses his shield to deflect the blow. This one's going to climb aboard and attack Priska, jabbing with his little dagger, missing her. She seems to be like fighting with very little grace. She's just wearing leather armor. She doesn't have a lot of defenses, but she does manage to use her mace and knock the blade aside as it comes in. This guy climbs up and is going to attack. This one is Hoff, the youngest of the party, of their party. He's going to attack and strike Hoff for 5 damage. Kind of like driving the blade right into his flank. Hoff recoils and kind of like winces. And then another one comes up and is going to attack Yuri, also hitting, for also 6 damage. Yuri is wounded. So with that blade, he comes up and he pierces his short sword straight through Yuri's thigh, and Yuri kind of like doubles over in pain as it gets wrenched from him, blood flowing down his leg. This one's going to come up. Actually, not there. It's going to come up here and lunge for Carl. Carl is wearing splint armor. He's carrying a long sword and a short sword and a heavy crossbow on his back. He's a well-equipped individual. So this creature's going to try to stab at him and catches him off guard. He wasn't expecting to be attacked from that side, and he takes some just gets grazed along the arm for 4 damage. He's got a lot of hit points. And this one's going to come up and attack Golan.
Oh no.
And just runs up and does a downward strike with his short sword, stabbing into Golan's shoulder for 8 piercing damage. Golan is badly wounded. He kind of falls to one knee as the blade gets pulled out of him, grabbing it. And it's Boldim's turn. Boldim is not a fighter. He is going to gesturing to this creature because he sees that there's more creatures down here. He is going to use the help action on Hoff to give Hoff advantage on his next attack. And then it's Hoff's turn, so Hoff is going to attack with advantage. Hoff and Yuri both are in a chain shirt, and they have a spear and a shield each. And he's going to drive his spear forward with advantage, hitting for 5 damage. He badly wounds the creature. And then it's Golin's turn. Golin, he's going to just evade. Carl is going to attack the creature to his right. Carl makes a flurry of blows. With his longsword, he's going to strike, hitting for a lot of damage. Hitting for 8 damage. So with this first strike of his longsword in his main hand, he cleaves off this Ratman's head. Then he steps over its corpse and brings his longsword down once again on the next creature. Hitting. Badly wounding it, burying his longsword into the Ratman's shoulder. And with his longsword still there, he takes his short sword in his offhand and drives it forward towards the Ratman's gut. Hitting.
Nice.
Running him through and lifting him off the ground, and then ripping both weapons out of him. This creature tumbles over the side of the ship and splashes into the water.
Well done, Carl! Kill them!
And it occurs to me that I completely forgot these 3 Ratmen, so I'm going to say this one got out of the water, and these 2 were just so intimidated by Vaklo that they're watching. Mouse.
I'm not that ugly, come on.
Alright, so Mouse is gonna bonus action healing word on Golan, because he was the one who looked the most injured, right?
Yeah, he's pretty shreked.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna start with that. So he's gonna heal for 6 hit points. And
Alright,
then
with that healing, he's looking pretty good.
okay.
You basically
Insult
healed the
them.
wound
She
up.
glances.
Insult them.
She glances behind her and does some nice bard magic in Golan's direction. And then here's Vaklo shouting, "Insult them!" So she will she's gonna vicious mockery this one right here, right in front of Caddy. She's gonna be like, "Weren't there just like twice as many of you? You better run. My friends are gonna destroy you." And he needs to make a 13. No.
Well, he does have a -2
How is he so wise?
wisdom.
I mean, mice don't intimidate rats, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Clearly,
he doesn't. Yeah, he's not intimidated by you. From
Okay.
his perspective, all he sees is like a whole bunch of his Ratmen, and the little gnome in front of him is wounded. So he brushes that off, only barely though, because he actually rolled a 14, because he has a -2
Oh, he's got my.
wisdom.
Okay, we're gonna stick with vicious mockery.
All right, and then I assume you're
but-
done.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good in between Askew and Vaklo, so I'm gonna stay where I'm at and end my turn.
All right, Yuri is going to strike southward towards this Ratman, hitting for 7 damage. Yuri brings his spear straight right into the clavicle of the Ratman, skewering him dead. And that makes it top of the round. Caddy, you're up.
Nice. So Hunter's Mark. There.
Okay.
Then
We can't
I'm
hear
just-
him, Vaklo.
gonna roll to attack.
Are you switching weapons?
Nah. Can I just use the longbow?
You'll have disadvantage.
Actually, I'm gonna mount. Can I take that 5 feet to hop on Askew's back, or will that take a full action?
No, that'd be part of your move, but you'd be leaving melee with these 2, and they would get free attacks on you.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, it won't let me choose myself.
Try it now.
There we go. Then yeah, I guess I'll just use the axe, my axe. But I guess that also means I have to change weapons.
You can change your weapon once during your move, so it doesn't interfere with your action.
Okay. So, gonna ask this boy a question. Plus the d6. So I don't land, but
Right. Yeah. So you
It
strike
would
out.
have hurt.
You strike out with your hand axe, and it jumps back. And that's gonna be your turn.
yeah.
Okay, Gareth, you're up.
Okay. Well, okay, so Carl looks like he's gonna go for the one right in front of me next if it's not dead soon, yeah?
Carl is kind of paying attention to the southern portion of the fight. Actually,
Alright.
the cardinal directions would be off because that would actually be west, but it doesn't.
Alright,
matter.
but not the way I want him to be going, is essentially what you're saying. Okay, that's
Right.
fine. Okay, so I'm gonna
Stage
attack
south.
with my dagger. I'm gonna attack the one directly in front of me
Okay.
for 24 to hit and 7 damage, and I also get sneak attack because he's within 5 feet of an enemy of his, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so here's your sneak damage. So for a total of 8 damage.
Well, you killed him.
He dies.
So
I grab him by the snout and plunge my dagger into his forehead and then push him back if I can.
Nice. Yeah, he goes tumbling off the side. He's quite dead.
And Gareth looks uncharacteristically pissed right now.
Yeah, Vaclo likes him like that. I mean, yeah, that's how you do it.
Alright. And I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage from the one by askew. I'm going to 5, 10, 15, and then stop right there, and that's my turn.
Okay. Backlow, you're up.
Alright. So. I'm gonna attack the one south of me.
Okay.
First of all. That's not gonna hit.
You swing high and
so
it ducks underneath it.
I'm gonna use action surge to attack again.
Unfortunately, it's just too fast. You strike downward and it hops
Yeah.
away.
Stop moving, you little shit! And yeah, that was my bonus action used, so I'm done.
Okay. Priska's turn. She is going to twirl her mace in her hand before just going to town on the stage south. Rat, I think she missed. Yeah, she doesn't have a plus.
Did-
Yeah.
Was she not the one who had advantage, or was it Hoff?
Hoff had advantage. She already used it, and
Okay.
he hit.
Alright.
That's why this one's wounded. Her first attack misses,
Alrighty.
so she brings the mace around again and comes in for another attack. Barely missing, nicks the hairs of this creature as it kind of ducks away, and she kind of rah! With frustration. And then it's going to be the Ratman's turn. Alright, first, this one's going to scamper over the gangplank and attack Vaclo. And that is going to be a hit. Vaclo, you take 6 piercing damage.
6 damage, perfect.
And then the one on the opposite end of you is going to take that moment to try to get a blade through your defenses, but you still have your shield facing him and you block it.
I'm gonna use a riposte to attack him.
Okay. Yeah.
8 damage.
You block his blade with your longsword, and then you kind of twirl it, bringing his blade out of defensive position, and you just lunge forward and go right through his neck, and he's dead.
Alright.
These two on the pier, they notch stones into slings, and they start to twirl them over their head. And one's going to throw a slingshot towards Vaclo, missing. The other one's going to aim at Priska, hitting, striking her in the shoulder for 4 damage. She's not very fazed by that. This one's going to continue to attack Caddy. I think you're okay. Yeah, just
Yep.
barely misses you. So he slashes out at you and he cuts into your armor and doesn't penetrate. This rat is going to take a step forward, gnashing its broken and jagged teeth, and kind of stab downward towards Mouse's legs. And
This is only the second time I've been attacked now.
well, you've been
It
hit.
will-
You take 4 damage. So he kind of grazes your thigh with his blade.
What's your armor class?
It's 12.
Ow.
But
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's getting a plus on top of the roll, so.
Yeah.
The rats have a +4 to hit. Alright, and this one's going to attack Askew.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh.
No, excuse
Ah.
Ha!
Askew takes 4
So
damage.
nice.
Great execution. Terrible landing.
Yeah, he had all the finesse of a true warrior, and then he's kind of like, eh.
he's just not
I
strong
mean-
enough.
He hit the eye of the boar, but the blade broke.
Did you apply the damage to Askew? You can do it to his token.
Yeah.
All right, then we
-4.
have 2 more ratmen. This one's going to attack Priska. Missing. This one is going to attack Hoff. Hitting. Hoff takes 4 damage. Hoff is looking really bad. Hoff is badly wounded. Blood is kind of like flowing down the front of his body. He's struggling to stay standing. Boldim's turn. Boldim is once again going to help Hoff attack this one. So Hoff is going to take that opportunity to, despite himself, he's wounded and bloodied, but he's the youngest of this kind of mercenary band, so he has a lot to prove. So despite himself, he's going to strike at the Ratman, landing a blow, killing it. He basically skewers it on his spear, like a shish kebab, like a huge shish kebab, and then kicks it off of his blade, and it goes tumbling into the water. And these ones in the water I'm just going to delete, because they're not being used for initiative. Golan's turn. Golan, after that magical words healed his wound, he sees...
He likes me a bit more, doesn't he?
Yeah, in point of fact, he turns to you, and he's like, "No, lady, I'm gonna help you." And he
That's so
comes
nice.
running down the stairs, whipping his axe chain over his head, and he throws it, and it goes right between Askew and Mouse, and comes lancing towards the creature attacking Mouse. He hits
Nice.
for 3 slashing damage. So he kind of like glances the creature's shoulder and it sneers angeredly. And Carl is looking up here, and he trusts that the situation down here is at hand. So he's gonna quickly run down those steps, twirling his blades as he goes, and then starts going to town on the one attacking Askew with his longsword. But he dodges out of the way, so he makes a second strike, hitting for 6 damage, tearing into the beast, almost killing it. Then he brings his short sword to bear, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish the job. I think he just barely misses. His blade like cuts the hairs on the creature as it kind of like kneels out of the way, and that's going to make it Mouse's turn.
Okay, so can I call out to Caddy and just be like, hey Caddy, how you doing? How you feeling?
Oh, I've definitely felt better,
Okay.
but it's a lot worse than that time I fell from the roof.
Okay. So I think I'm going to I'm gonna do healing word on Caddy this time for 6 hit points.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. And then I'm going to save the rest of my spell slots for healing. So we're gonna go back to Vicious Mockery on the one with an axe that just got in it, hopefully still in it from where he threw it at him. And I'm, oh god, greatest damage. But another 13 wisdom saving throw. There we go. And I'll just be like, you make me ashamed to go by the nickname Mouse. And he'll take 1 point of damage.
Minimal damage on this spell
Because
is
he's a
your
rat.
trademark. I mean,
So the
you
way
have
that
to trademark.
that one psychic damage actually gets dealt is he's so affronted by you. He's taken aback that the blade gets ripped out of his arm, and that does 1 psychic damage to him for some reason. And he's now wounded. You
Nice.
you wounded him.
Very good. Very good.
Are you done?
Yep, that'll end my turn.
Okay, Yuri's turn. Yuri is going to strike with his spear to defend his comrade in arms, but he just can't meet it. Caddy, you're up.
Nice. I'm gonna tell Askew to finish this guy off. Like, come on, defend yourself, finish him off. And that'll be...
Oh, that's fine. We'll use that. You eschews him. But on eschews sheet, I added.
Oh, the attacks.
Yeah, it should. If you want to go ahead and test it, it should, like, when you click the action, it should roll it.
Okay, because I wasn't sure how to set it up. Yeah, there we go. I mean, either way.
Okay. So yeah, a skewers this guy, and he's done.
Yep.
Are you done?
I mean, yeah. For now,
Okay.
I think.
Gareth, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to shoot the one in front of Caddy.
Okay. This one?
Yep,
Cool.
right there. I'm. Gareth is kind of clutching at his wound for a moment, then sheathes his dagger really quick, pulls out his bow, and I am going to try and kill this motherfucker. Because I don't like
You're making
these
a lot of
things at all.
assumptions about his personal life.
So, do I also
I
get
like
some
the moxie.
damage?
You do.
So, 8 total damage.
You kill him. You wanna claim that kill?
Sure. I pull back an arrow, and as his mouth is open, I put it right down his gullet. I'm assuming they have kind of like a long snout because they're rat people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it comes out the back of his head and like stops with the arrowhead sticking out the back of his throat-ish.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got him.
And that's
He's
my
dead.
turn.
All right,
That's my
Backlow,
turn
you're up.
done.
All right. Looks like we're cleaning up. I don't need to go all out, so I'm simply gonna attack this one north of me.
Well, haven't you already gone all out as a third level fighter? You're kind of out of
I've
options.
used a riposte and an action surge because
That's right. You have a lot of
yeah.
spirit.
I did take it easy compared to usual.
Well, that one's dead. You want to claim the
Mhm.
kill?
Yes, I do like feint it with my sword, I trip it with my foot, and I bash its skull in with my shield.
Yeah. I mean, you ended it rightly.
But he didn't throw his pommel.
Tis dead.
Next time. Are you done?
Yes, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Priska is going to come to the aid of her comrades who are struggling to defeat this last Ratman. She's going to swing that mace, missing and then hitting for 5 bludgeoning damage. So she wounds the last Ratman on the back of the boat. And the last Ratman is going to get to go. The last Ratman is going to, since Priska's the one that hurt him, he's going to jab at Priska. Missing horribly. Right. Boldim is just going to keep helping Hoff. Actually, no, he'd have to be adjacent to the enemy in order to help an attack action. So I think he's just going to hunker down from where he's at.
It's like, I don't want to get any closer.
He is not a fighter. Hoff's turn. Hoff is going to just try to earn his bread today. Looks like he might. Yep, he kills another. That's his second Ratman today.
He's gonna survive.
Yeah, so he like throws his spear up in the air, catches it upside down, and jabs it down into the Ratman. And as it gurgles and dies, Priska with her free hand kind of like pats him on the shoulder, like, "You did good. You did good."
he did it with flourish. Well done, kid.
Golan is gonna pull back his axe chain, spin it a few times, and then throw it back around the same path, hitting for 6 damage, which is going to kill it. Yeah, so the axe comes flying through and just kind of slams itself into the axe, into the Ratman's gut, and it kind of just goes and falls over dead. And he rips it out and like kind of like catches the axe as he pulls the chain down. He unfortunately in that rather display, Mouse, you get some rat blood on you.
Oh.
It's Carl's turn. Carl's gonna brush past everyone, run down the gangplank, and just
He's going
charge
for
into
him.
melee to the Ratman. He's gonna target the one directly to front of him, swings, hits, 6 damage. Creature's almost dead. Swings again, misses. Then he's going to bring his short sword to bear. Does he have a +5? He does. Hits, and the creature is quite dead. So yeah, he runs up and just kind of like, just tears in this other guy. The last ratman looks at him with wide, beady eyes. Mouse, your turn.
All right.
Wide beady.
So we're gonna vicious mockery that last rat guy. Again with the 1 point of damage if it hits.
I mean,
Which it doesn't. And
it feels like it's hard coded into your macro.
I don't think. Well, let me double check.
What
It's
do you
rolling
say?
it right. Nope, it's 1d4. So I'm gonna say, you're scared. You're scared, aren't you?
It turns to you and it's like, and yes,
Just make chicken
and yes,
noises.
wide beady. You heard that right. Slightly less beady now.
And that will end my turn.
Squeak.
All right. Yuri looks around, taking stock. Looks over and he's like, "Carl's got that. He's gonna take a knee." Caddy, you're up.
I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to hit the last remaining rat. And can I draw my bow and shoot him?
You sure can.
Yeah. Let's see if I land.
You do.
Nice.
And yeah, you ended him. You want to claim the kill?
Oh, I'm gonna shoot him in his wide beady eye.
Yeah. He made it more of a target. All right, and that's it.
Got the Vaclo eye going on.
The last
But I'm-
ratman falls.
But I'm also gonna high five Mouse for an excellent job making fun of people. Like, hey, that made it easy.
Vaclo is worried, though she has a cut, so she's like, "Hey, you should get that looked at."
Well, it's not all my blood. Some of it's the rat over there. But yeah, I did get a little hurt this time.
You are the healer. Get healed.
Get healed.
Get healed.
Get.
Yeah, that was kind of scary. I've never been hurt in combat before.
Yeah, like Vaclo's taking a piece of rat brain out of his hair, and it's no problem.
I'll go over and just check on Hoff because I heard him shouting quite a bit during the fight, and just be like, do you think a good night's rest will take care of that, or how you feeling? Like how does he look?
He looks really beat up, but he's like,
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I'll be fine.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like I'm gonna walk away, and then quietly whisper healing word over my shoulder at him because I think he's just trying to be like a big guy, and I don't want to take him away from that. But
Okay.
I'm gonna use my last level 1 to heal him up.
Okay.
Where is it?
Meanwhile,
He gets
Vaclo's
another
gonna.
7.
Oh, good.
Ooh, I did -7. Now he's dead. Whoops.
Oh.
Go ahead and
He's
gain
like
an
full of
inspiration.
health.
Thank you.
So Vaclo, as you
meanwhile-
come down the gangplank, Carl's looking out into the fog.
Yeah,
He
I
turns
was
you-
heading to Carl. I was gonna ask him if he thought we should like. Well, I'm first gonna congratulate him on a good fight because I believe we both carried it. And
He's not. He's not really in a congratulatory mood. He kind of turns back to the boat and he looks at you, and he's kind of very stern right now. And he's like,
yeah, I'm like, do you think the Tongs folk are okay?
I don't know.
Maybe we should investigate.
I definitely think if there are this many just outside, they're
I
probably
definitely think we
not
got
okay.
a problem here. Listen, me and my lads in Priska are hired to protect Boldim. That's what we're gonna do. How about the 4 of you and your pig go to town and see what's what?
Well, we also were hired to protect Boldrim. So we're kind of at an impasse.
Well, the person paying you didn't pay for all these wares and goods on the boat, did he?
We're talking about doing what's right.
Right, so you do what's right that way. And he points down the street.
And you're just gonna leave.
No, we're staying on the boat. These ratmen came up from the bloody water. Someone's gonna protect it.
All right. I'm just gonna turn around and go talk to Baldrim, see what he thinks about it all. I feel like we should investigate the town to see what happened, if there's more vermin. But
Tiding.
I don't want to leave you alone.
He comes up to the bow of the ship and he kind of like does that. And he's like, "Well, we got a bit of a problem. I was gonna say we should just push off. We got enough provisions to make it to the next stop, but..." And he points, and at the edge of the fog, you can kind of see it, a little bit of parting. There appears to be this large obstruction across the river. Granted, this particular part of the river wise, and so it's actually a little bit narrower than what you've been going along. But yeah, there appears to have been just what appears to be just garbage and broken lumber that you would see like after a hurricane, like someone's been dismantling buildings, and there's this wide, large dam basically in the middle of and it's kind of bobbing, so you assume it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, but you're not exactly in a submersible, so that doesn't quite help.
That is troublesome.
He's like, "We're gonna need a lot more hands to clear that."
So,
Well, my concern is that if we leave you, you hired us because you wanted honest, safe, reliable people
I pull my arrow from the dead thing.
to be protecting you. And I feel like we can't do that best if we're leaving you with anybody.
also, like I said, it's about the townsfolk. We apparently need the townsfolk to clear this blockade.
Well, if you're looking for
So,
my advice, I'd say that those two young lads with Carl are real banged up. I don't think they should be going anywhere. I'll break out my healer's kit and we'll try to patch them up a little bit. I think it'll be all right if the four of you go into town. I don't think anything political is going to be happening.
I do feel like Carl and Priska can defend you. So,
Aye. They're capable of those two. So, don't worry about it. The four of you go into town, find out what's what.
I'm pro that, yeah. I'm going to retrieve all my arrows first, so except for the one that went into the water, probably.
Right, okay. I don't know if we've already talked about this, but the way I do that is just half your arrows rounded up is how many you get back after a fight. If you have time to salvage arrows.
okay.
Half your arrows rounded up is how many you get back. So half the arrows you shot rounded up would be how many arrows you get to
Do I get my one, or is it just gone?
rounded up. So if you shot one arrow, you get one back.
Okay, cool.
Anybody needs to rest more? Because I'm not so tired, but I maybe could use a short rest. If no one else needs it, I can keep going.
Do you think
I'm
there'd
good to
be
go.
any harm in waiting an hour before we headed into the town?
I don't-
Boldim?
He shrugs. It's new territory to me, lass. I've never been attacked by a giant rat person.
I kind of look around and I say, if we can spare 30 minutes, then that would mean a whole lot more safety in a certain way. I could prepare some more poultices and the like. If we need to stop here, I can go and stand on the rooftop of that warehouse and keep watch.
No, I'm gonna heal myself with my hit dices, so I'm gonna roll.
And I will go ahead and before you do that, I will say, actually, so I was doing some reading, and if you want to just go lay down and take a nap, that's very good for recovery, and you will regain your full. Actually, I think I roll an extra
D6.
a
D6.
d6 on top of that.
Song of rest, but it's speech of rest.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Does that only apply to one person or
Well,
whoever's
No.
resting?
Anyone who
the
uses hit
the whole
dice.
group.
And it's only.
I'm gonna
it's not
call
for
it
hit dice.
Chronicle of Rest.
Chronicle of Rest.
So
By the
everybody's
way,
gonna get
people,
an extra
on
4.
I believe it's on the core stats page. There is a hit die button, so you don't have to roll it manually, even though everybody
Oh,
already
well.
did.
Oh, I was there, but I didn't find it, so I lost patience. I'm gonna find it.
I'll find it later. But I'm back up at full. Cool. If
Wait, how did I regain? Oh, oops! I used to. Wait, what did I do?
if anyone after this
You
short
did it
rest
right.
isn't fully topped off, I can use Cure Wounds and then I get it back after the rest. So it just depends.
Hang on.
Yeah, I was barely.
Wouldn't you do that before everybody rolls their hit dice?
Yeah, you'd
That's
have
true, I
to.
probably
You'd have to
should.
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was barely hit. I didn't even need a Chronicle of Rest.
Okay, the Chronicle of Rest. I like that. Just really quick, Jakin, do you know what I did wrong here when I did the use hit dice? Because I somehow rolled higher than 1d8.
That's fine. When you roll hit
Okay.
dice, it adds your con mod. So
Oh.
You got a 7 plus your con mod.
Perfect. Okay. All good.
Oh, okay, so it does make a difference. Let's say if I decide to roll one dice, then another, I cannot do that. I have to decide the number of dices I want to roll.
Well, you can roll one, and then if you want more hit points, you can roll another.
Okay, so
There's
it's
the
the
Song of Rest.
Constitution bonus.
Yeah, the Constitution bonus is for every single hit die you roll, but the Song of Rest is only once.
Well,
It's not
my
per hit
local
die.
group doesn't do it like that, so I'm gonna tell them.
Am I doing it wrong?
I think we are. You probably are doing it right.
Well, I mean, everyone in this group has DM'd before. Am I doing it right?
I've never done the con
You're doing
modifier
it right.
before, but I
Yeah.
like it. I think it's my problem, not yours.
I've never run a Dungeons and Dragons game, so don't ask
Well,
me.
thanks, Caddy.
You're doing it right.
I ran Apocalypse World and
I
GURPS.
did, but it was mostly like first, second, and third edition. So,
Okay. I think I'm doing it right. I got confirmation from Gareth. So
Yeah.
Perfect.
we'll look
I
it up
like
after
it.
the game.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm not gonna argue with it.
So you guys take a rest, and then
Yep.
you want to proceed into the
The-
into the town.
So was Mouse using what was it called?
Song of Rest.
Yep. So it does. So if you roll hit dice, you get an extra 4 on top of whatever you roll. So you do
Okay.
still have to
At
spend
the
a hit
end.
dice
So it's not
to
per
get
die.
it. Yeah. Yep.
So it's a pretty solid roll right there.
Yeah, that's a 10.
16
Yeah.
total.
plus the 4. I don't
Yep.
really need the plus 4.
That's okay. I didn't. Yeah, I don't think anybody needed it, but it's a free thing. So.
It's free. It's always happening. She's
Yes,
always
um,
talking.
Since Mouse doesn't do Song of Rest, now I imagine she's like leads everybody in a meditation.
Yeah.
You know, like,
She's the yoga
I just-
instructor.
I just share tips because I've read so much that that might be helpful. So I've got like an encyclopedia of recovery.
And then I can't really spend hit dice for a skew, can I?
no, Skew has hit dice.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on his sheet though.
I don't think it's on his sheet.
Let me
If
try
you're on a
to be
monster
as
sheet,
fast as
it's-
possible. Boar, they have 2 hit dice, 2d8 hit dice,
Okay.
plus 1 con mod.
So
Am I still on?
I mean, I can hear you, but your camera's off.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't
Skew's
see you
probably
moving,
fine.
so lag.
Okay. So you guys head into town, yeah?
Going for it.
I'm leading the way.
All right.
I will stay in between Vaclo and Gareth.
So it's a little past morning. It's approaching midday. So there is a lot of light reflecting off the fog, but the fog is totalitarian in its existence. There is an eerie silence. However, as you start to make your way down the cobblestone street, you find that there are huge swarms of rats that are traversing the street like they own the place. If you get too close to them, some of them will stand up and hiss at you before scurrying on their way.
do I understand them?
Yeah.
Really? Because normally gnomes can only talk to small creatures, but they speak rat.
Well, they're regular rats.
They're
right?
regular
Those are
rats.
small.
Oh, they're regular rats.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if they're the rat people. Yeah.
No. They're regular rats. You had me really confused there for a moment. I'm like, is a rat not a small creature?
Yeah, no, yeah. Depends on the rat.
You're getting the vibe from the. They're not really like conversing, but when they hiss at you, they are acting like they have some authority or like they own this town. They're like, "This is our town. We're the rats in charge."
I'm gonna just very politely be like, well, yeah, of course, duh. Like,
All right.
we're just tourists.
Maybe 100 feet down the cobblestone street after you took some short steps off the pier. You see what appears to be a hasty barricade made of loose timber, barrels, and furniture that blocks the entire road. And the rats seem to be like scurrying about in front of it. As you approach this barricade, an arrow comes flying out from behind the barricade and lands purposefully between Vaclo's legs.
Okay, so I did hit lag spike, so we are in the streets. I didn't get the context. We're in the streets.
You're
in
about
front
100
of a
feet
barricade.
deeper in the streets, and you encountered what appears to be a hastily made barricade. Yeah, and then an arrow flies out and lands between your feet.
Is there a note attached?
No, it is the note.
Okay, just making sure.
You have no rights here. These are our territories. Leave or die. I'm gonna.
What?
Okay. A helmeted head pops up from behind the barricade and is like, "What are you on about? This is our bloody town! You piss off, you rat bastard!"
I thought those were rats. They're humans.
yeah. So you're like, oh.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I thought they were rats. I missed the.
No. That's all in character. You missed it. Go for it. Just roll
All
with
right.
it. Roll with it,
Ooh,
Baron.
Okay. To intimidate you. What? I missed another part. What did you say? Roll it. I heard.
No, I
roll
didn't.
it.
Roll with it, as in like just go. With it.
You thought it was
Okay,
a
yeah.
rat, a human popped up
Yeah.
instead.
I'm like full of adrenaline. I'm too pumped. And...
Right. I didn't imply that it was a human. I just told you there was an arrow. So that was totally in character. You were well within your rights to be confused.
I was just confused. Why are you telling people we are this is our first time here?
Vaclo blinks a couple of times. Oh, sorry. I had dirt in my eyes. I thought they were rats.
Mouse will
Another
call
head
out.
pops up, and he's like,
What
Those are-
happened here?
"Those are humans and a small child, you asshole! Why'd you try to shoot him?"
I'm a half elf and she's a gnome. She's not a small child. We just arrived via boat. What's happened? What's going on? There was rat men attacking us.
Come on over. Watch out! There's rats all over the docks. Big rats with weapons.
Yeah, we see.
Whoa!
Come on over
Not
quickly.
anymore.
So you guys kind of clamber up the barricade and you come across, and what you see is about a half dozen town guardsmen. They look like they've been fighting for a few days. They have a barrel filled with arrows that is about half empty, and one of them's like, "Well, sorry for almost shooting you. We didn't know if you was the rats."
I brought the arrow with us too.
I was gonna say that's good. Are we returning this?
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah.
Good man. Tell me what befell your town?
Well, you see, we was going about our business, right? And then a bunch of rats that stood upright with weapons showed up and started killing a lot of people.
And that's all.
Well, I mean, there's a bit more. You see, they seem to be localized around the river itself, right? So we just made these barricades and we told everybody to hide in their homes, and it's been about 2 days. And this fog came right before they showed up and hasn't lifted.
There were some refugees that we ran into last night that were headed this way, probably late evening. Did they happen to make it here? Have you seen them?
No, the refugees were going to Water Rest, the little village.
Oh, the other way. Okay.
I mean, but also the refugees talked about
Oh,
orcs.
yeah, and then
right.
the ratmen,
Yeah, they
right?
were orcs from
Yeah.
a ways away.
The
Yeah.
ratmen, they like they wrecked all our boats and they made like a dam blocking passage. And any riverboat that comes by, they've been stealing everything down to the ropes and then smashing it to bits and adding it to the dam. We tried to send out a group of guards to try to clear it out, and that's when we lost half our number to the rat attack.
How are the
Rat
townsfolk? How many survivors?
Well, it
How's the
wasn't like
town?
a massacre. There's quite a few. Pretty much everybody's still alive. It's just most of the town guard got killed by them ratmen.
Good.
I mean,
not good.
Good.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
I'm failing to see exactly how this is terrible. I mean,
Well, it's
you
kinda
could just
terrible
live with the
because-
rats.
Well, this river is kind of really important to the king, and we haven't been able to get a messenger back to Stelholm and tell everybody to come help us.
Yes, and we're also on an important mission.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
are
want
you
to
from
get
the
past
king
the
here to
dam.
help us?
No.
Wow,
Yeah,
damn.
we
No.
have to pass through.
You guys really got my hopes up there.
No, and I mean,
well, we have a little already. We did defeat quite a few ratmen when we arrived. But
Oh, there's a
like
lot
they
more.
say,
I guarantee you.
okay.
Listen,
the rats don't seem all that impolite.
well,
except
one
for
of the
the
other
ones who
guards is
tried
like-
to kill us, Caddy.
Well, not the big ones. I'm not talking about the big ones. I'm talking about the small ones. Are mostly just talking like rats talk.
one of the other guys is like, yeah, maybe we should tell these guys about. I mean, they seem capable. We should tell them about the rat witch.
There's a witch.
And
I
then
look at
the guy
Patty
who's
like
is like,
she is responsible.
well, I mean, you see, it's just like it's just an old legend. Things that mums tell their kids that make them behave. They say that there's a rat witch that lives in the sewers that kidnaps children. But I mean, like
That's
I
messed
never
up.
I never seen
Well,
no rat witch.
It sounds to my
And then another
ears
guard's
like,
like, this is the rat witch is doing.
yeah. It sounds to my ear like the story works with guardsmen too.
Oh, you deal with a lot of rat witches where you come from, Hunchback guy?
You deal with a
that's-
lot of fogs that bring armies of rat people. Where you come from?
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was actually hoping he was going to say yes.
All right, so where are the sewers?
Well, if you're interested, there's actually there's a knight of the Order of Fora here. He's been looking into the rat witch. He's staying at one of the taverns. I could take you to him.
Yeah,
Please do, good sir.
Yeah, why are you still talking? Let's go.
Oh, yeah, sorry. All right, well, we can let's go talk to the knight, eh?
How
I'm
come the
gonna. Vaclo's gonna
isn't
try
being
to
helpful?
shush Caddy. Be polite.
What? Look, they've got a knight and he's not killing rats down at the docks. Okay.
All right. So he escorts you through empty streets, and you guys eventually come to an inn, and you guys step inside, and the inn is filled with displaced citizens and trapped merchants, and they all have it's just like a completely dreary, gray situation, and everyone's kind of looking at you, hopeful and expectingly.
A
And the
pretty
guard-
grim lot.
And he's like, yeah, you should see my mom. She's even worse. When she gets depressed, she throws things. It's really awful going home.
It must be.
You live with your mother.
Vaclo has no
Okay,
mommy
you're looking at
issues,
Hog.
so he's good.
Oh goodness.
We can't all be green-haired gnomes living on the road, you know. Anyway,
I mean,
this is
you
the
can't.
This is-
That was almost a spit take.
this is the flailing fish inn, yeah. Let me go introduce you to the innkeep. Hey, innkeep. Look, these people didn't die. Pretty cool, huh?
Hello.
And the innkeeper's like, yeah. You looking for the Knight of Farah?
Yes, we are.
He's upstairs. Alright, well, I gotta get back to my post, so, it was a real honor meeting the four of you who did not die, the Redmen. I hope you kill the rat witch
hope-
and solve our
I
problems.
hope things are better with you and your mom.
I was about to say hi to your mom for me.
You know, I came to you guys and I was real polite, and I thought we were making a connection, but you guys are kind of rude. So I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
now.
I feel like she should cast vicious mockery on that.
No,
That should hurt.
I was trying to be polite. I just wanted to make sure his life got a little better.
As he walks away, he's like, I don't understand how something so small could be so mean.
She was uppity.
I kind of look at everyone else and I'm like, how long do you think we're going to be in here? Maybe we should send back for the people at the boat so that they can get behind some barricades and not be on the water where they said all the rats are.
It sounds like if we do that, we lose the boat. The boat. Yeah.
Because the rats will break it up and turn it into more.
That's
of the-
also why I feel we should go back to the boat as soon as we could.
All right, do you guys
All
head
right,
up?
let's go talk to the nightly fellow.
All right, you go up the stairs, and the inn is packed. But there's one room with the door open that is kind of like still orderly. You guys come to the threshold, and yeah, what you see is a man of about 6 foot wide-shouldered build. He's wearing a brown overcoat with plate pauldrons atop them. On the table is a wide brim hat, and he has a rapier sheathed to his side. And he's sitting down at a desk, and he's flipping through books and jotting down notes. And then he notices you, and he turns. He's like, "Ah, you look like capable sorts."
He's not looking at Mouse when he says this.
You must be the Knight of Farah.
He stands, and he's like, "I am. I'm Keldon Brightler, Knight of Farah."
I want to
Counter.
clarify that I'm still riding on a skew.
Keldon Brightler is actually a character of some import, so I've added him to your journal.
Nice.
I hope, for the sake of the past 48 hours, that you are new arrivals and that the town guard wasn't completely incompetent and forgot to mention 4 or 3 strong-looking individuals that could help me.
No, we just got here.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, come inside.
Yes, we all seem to be mixed up in the same predicament.
I assume you encountered the welcoming party at the docks?
Well, no, they were rats.
That's what I meant.
And I do chuckle.
Yeah, we had a good time with those. That was the dandy adventure.
Well, if you survive long enough to make it here, then I could definitely use your help.
Yeah, we also still have friends at the docks. Anything you can help us with?
Well, he pulls out a map and unrolls it on his table, kind of knocking everything else to the side. I've been cross-referencing all of the chroniclers, the town chroniclers' stories about the rat witch from their folklore. And I believe that there is a layer of some sorts in the sewers. And you look at the map, and he's got a layout of the sewers, and he's drawn some extra tunnels. And he's like, above these streets, this is on the ground, you see. That's where a lot of child disappearances have been going on. The official story, well, there is no official story, but of course people always say it was the rat witch, but no one gave these stories any credence. Once this started happening, I was the only one who deigned to look into the matter. Everyone still thinks to believe we're cursed or something, even though they ignore their own legends. Anyway.
Yeah. That was probably true until Ratmen appeared in the streets.
Exactly. I was hoping to grab a few guards and head down into these tunnels, but I'd rather take the 4 of you.
You could take some guards too. I'm totally up for that.
It does sound like that would be our duty at this point, looking at Gareth.
I don't know if it's our duty, but it sounds like fun.
I look at Vaclo at the mention of the word duty, and I'm like, really?
You are being paid. You do love gold. Am I right?
It'll hopefully solve this problem. We'll get to save the town, and we'll get to go on our way to the lost city. Sounds like a good plan to me.
I'm not disagreeing to going and killing McRat bitch. I'm just saying it's always nice to have more bodies between me and
McRat bitch.
yes.
I could probably scare up some guards to come with us, but I don't know how much good they'll do us. They might just get in our way.
Well,
There'll be flesh bags. You know.
should the guards stay to protect the barricade and the townspeople? Would they be safe if they went into the sewers?
I don't think they're much safer with the guards either.
Like I said, I can scare up some guards if you guys feel it's necessary.
Yeah, frighten some.
I do feel like the guards should stay here to protect the people.
Well, you're of two minds. Why don't you let me know when you guys are ready to go?
Anyone want to flip a coin?
And as
I
he does that,
forfeit my vote.
he reaches towards
Vaclo's ready to be the flesh bag. I mean, I am the flesh bag, right?
Yeah, Mouse doesn't
Nice.
really have a side. She was just curious.
I forfeit my vote. It's not worth arguing over it. At this point, I've risked my life so much for such an inane job. I'm beginning to think that I might have gone insane. So why not some more?
I did risk my life for your troubles, many troubles with the Penny Prince. And now we've been hired for a job, and you want to shy away from that.
No,
Just follow me.
I just
Keep your
forfeited my
dagger
vote.
sharp.
Ah,
Vaclo's like, yeah. Just go ahead, do your duty.
I'll shoot things.
Anyway,
Alright, not fair.
Yes.
anyway,
Vaclo's trying to be friendly.
we should probably head out and solve this issue promptly.
Kelvin grabs his dagger on the table and puts it in his belt loop. And he's like, y'all ready to go?
Wait, can I look at your map for a second?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna memorize it.
You can just
And
do
we
that.
should take them with us. I mean,
In a way, yeah. It's. Let me go down to where it is. I have an excellent memory for maps and geography and can always recall the general layout of terrain and settlement. So I just want to get an idea for the layout and what it looks like. I can't photographic memory
Okay,
anything, but
cool.
I would just want to make sure I get a look at it before we go.
Look at it, you have. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually have the layer itself mapped out, but you know your way around the sewers now.
Yeah.
and I would feel more comfortable with a map, so can I have it?
Speaking of maps, have I left y'all on this map? I have.
You.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
He's like, he rolls it up and he's like, there you go.
Alright, thank you.
So,
The sewers are
let's go.
dark, yeah.
yeah,
That's
they're
probably a good
underground,
assumption.
lightless.
Wonderful.
He grabs a
you know
torch
what?
from his backpack.
I have less regrets with every passing second.
Yeah, you see like the sort that is okay with this. You're on board. I know I can count on you, buddy. And he pats you on the back. Let's go.
Alright.
Dead-eyed stare into the distance as I follow.
And fade to black.
So, oh no, we still have half an hour. What are you doing?
I mean, fade back to the sewers where we get killed.
Yeah, you guys are marching towards the sewer entrance on the street, and he's like, so, go out on a limb and say you're Grey Banner.
How could you
Yeah.
tell? Was it the pins?
Oh, you guys have pins? I've never met a Grey Banner before. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think it was the suicidal tendencies that tipped him off.
or
Well,
the violence.
you know, it was either that or Hedge Knights, and he kind of looks over at he shoots a glance over at Caddy. He's like, yeah, I don't really look the type.
I'm just
Yeah.
here to see more about these potentially supernatural rats. Sounds awesome.
He kind of smiles. He's like, yeah, I was just here for my own reasons when all this went down.
You got a girlfriend out here or something?
Well, yeah, actually, I guess you could call it that. He kind of like tugs on his
Is
wife.
it the rat witch?
You guys say that in character?
Does she have a particular interest in rats?
Baclo would try to joke with that. Yes.
He's like,
Oh,
no,
gosh,
it's
we make all of the friends.
the mayor's daughter. I was here to court her.
Aw.
And then you guys come up to, and he's like, all right, here's the sewer entrance. He kicks open the cast iron grated door, and he pulls out his torch, and he gets a flint and tinder, and he lights his torch, and he's like,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the same.
I was
Smells like
expecting,
home.
dinner parties and feather pillows, and now we get to go into a sewer. Isn't that great?
Well, it's not too bad if you're on a dandy. Let's go! I'm just gonna...
And he's like,
We
yeah,
might
yeah,
discover something new. Come on.
ladies first, I guess.
I'm gonna go first, even though I specify I'm not a lady.
He just chuckles.
I'm going to try and stay at the very edge of the torchlight, whoever's carrying that, and I'm going to try and be stealthy. I don't know if rat people can see in the dark, but I don't want people to see.
After a minute, I do stop at some point. I do turn around and ask the group, there's two ways we could go about this. I mean, I can go in front and make a lot of noise and make ourselves known, or we could send Gareth and Caddy in front to scout, maybe. They are...
I'm pretty sneaky too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was just gonna walk forward because I don't really need the torch.
I don't need the torch either.
Because I'm good to come charging once we're into trouble. But I'm maybe too loud to be in front.
I mean, I'm pretty good at hiding.
How wide are these sewers?
The sewers are about 10 feet wide, but Keldon suspects that once you reach the lair, it's going to become much narrower.
Yeah. For now, we could probably walk, like, shoulder to shoulder, like two people. Yeah. I'm still on a skew just because it's easier for me.
Keldon, can you be quiet, or how are you normally on your approach?
Well,
He does seem like the dexterity expertise type.
I mean, I can be sneaky when it calls for, I suppose, but generally I'm more of the kick down the door, kill the black magic user and/or ruffian.
He should stay with me.
Well, we can either send you and Vaclo out in front, or try to be a little bit quieter and scout ahead.
I like the idea of us scouting ahead.
All right, so we leave Vaclo and Keldon in the back, and
Well, with Gareth probably, because they all need the torch,
that's true.
and
Oh,
we can be less obvious.
Yep, with the light. I like it.
We're probably like 50 or 60 feet behind. That's what I figure.
Well, is there going to be a second torch?
Well,
I do have a second.
We have dark
Caddy and
I
I
do
have
have a
dark
second
vision.
torch.
so
okay.
if we leave the rest of the dumb humans, maybe like 30 feet back.
Yeah, not too far.
That's
They're
if
big
anything
guns.
bad happens, then you can rush up and.
All right, so Caddy and Mouse, you guys are going to be up front. Is that what I'm hearing?
And we would like to stealth and try to silently scout. Oh,
As you guys are going,
that's a
Keldon's
+5, you
Mouse.
guys. Oh.
Mouse.
Oh, with my roll of 5, I'm still the highest stealth roll here.
They're chatting ahead while scouting.
That's true. We just.
They're
Yeah, they're
giggling.
just chit-chatting, and Keldon
Just get
turns
caught up in
to
the conversation.
Keldon
I mean,
turns,
I'm on a pig.
Yeah.
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 Keldon turns to Vaclo and he's like, interesting traveling companions. I don't think they
Meanwhile,
understood.
no one can even see me.
I don't think they understood the plan.
We're trying a new strategy. Normally, I'm the one making noise.
Hey man, if it works out, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to go like that.
All right, so so the marching order is the two ladies in front, and then everyone else in the back, or is Gareth also up front or in the middle, or?
I mean, unless I can like give them another stealth roll by being like, you guys are doing it wrong. Here, watch. Like, unless I can do that, I'm staying in the back.
Okay. So, ladies, you follow the map, and you come across what appears to be a creature, presumably large ratmen, have tunneled into the sewer. Right where Keldon guessed the lair entrance would be.
I'm gonna do something real fast.
I'm ready.
I'm just checking something on my background before I do a thing. This is probably the lair. I can't. These guys are not really good at hiding, so I guess we didn't really need to be stealthy. Are there more rats about? Are they talkative?
Roll perception.
Okay. I gotta scroll back over to it.
All you hear is a skew.
I mean, okay.
I will.
I don't see any. Oh well, not with that perception.
I'll check.
I wouldn't think they're very hidey in like a sewer.
I'll just check to see, like, so when we see the tunnel, if I can kind of look down the tunnel and just see if I see anything from where they've entered, or if it just looks like more natural rock and we need to go a lot further to see anything.
Roll perception.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't detect any movement coming from this
Okay.
particular tunnel.
Okay. All right, so we'll just kind of, since we're not being stealthy, this might explain the 8. Mouse is going to go ahead and call back and be like, hey, there's a tunnel up here. We might want to go this way. And then I'll be like, oh, shh.
Okay, so Vaxlo's gonna move up. And, yeah.
I
Alright.
don't see anybody yet.
Can I light my hooded lantern? And now that they point out this tunnel, can I like speedily and as stealthily as I can move ahead of them and just like, without saying anything, just be like, oh god damn it, they're gonna get us all seen, and just like run ahead.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, do I need to roll another stealth or just keep my earlier roll? Because I rolled a 13.
I don't think you can be stealthy with a hooded lantern in a tiny tunnel. But I suppose if you're trying
in
to
the
be
dark.
audio-wise, yeah, we'll go ahead and roll
Quiet.
stealth. Quiet.
All right. Yeah, I'm being as quiet as I can. Okay.
Because the goal of the hooded lantern is to be able to hide the light.
Yeah, I can hide the light when I see motion. That's the whole point of the hooded part.
Jake, and would I be able to track these guys?
Yeah, go ahead and make a
13
survival.
I'm just not sure how tracking works in
Just roll
D&D,
survival.
so- Okay.
Why are my rolls so bad? Wow.
Everyone's rolling pretty poorly.
Oh,
Everybody's rolling bad.
I was gonna say, you can't say that.
this is my job, y'all.
We're all seasick. I mean, after a couple of days on the
All right, so
river.
Gareth, you follow this tunnel, and the tunnel is about 5 by 5, so you're probably like crouched down. Mouse is standing upright, and you come to a T junction.
All right.
So
Okay.
the tunnel goes left and the tunnel goes right, and it stinks in here. Like,
Are they by themselves? Or like
no, I'm pretty sure Gareth is just by himself. I was just saying Mouse is under 5 feet tall.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm just
I'm
I just
still
moved
with
ahead
you.
of everyone because
Gareth
I'm being
just-
stealthier.
Took off in front of us because Mouse is yelling.
Alright. Can I see, like, which tunnel looks like it's had the most traffic?
Yeah, roll survival.
I'm not great at that, but I will make an attempt.
You got this. Oh, you don't got this.
Don't jinx it!
You're confident these are tunnels.
I want.
I sigh.
I want to come down the tunnel.
Okay.
Just because I just kind of meander in.
Yeah, if he stopped to look for tracks, we probably would have caught up by now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
All
you
right,
guys.
let's
I
just
don't know
assume like
where you guys
everybody
want
has
to go.
kind of come up to
Yeah.
the tunnel.
Once
I
we
mean-
get to the intersection, I'd like to roll survival again to see
And
if I
this-
can track anything. What?
Go for it. Proceed.
Ooh.
Nice. There we go.
And also when I'm tracking something, I can know their exact number and how long ago they passed through.
All right, it looks like a large number have moved to the right, but there's quite a few that have also gone to the left. But it seems like more foot traffic goes in and out of the right path.
All right, I relay that information, so y'all know that now.
Got it.
Yeah, I was starting to get worried. I was about to go down, but now we have the information. So
Which way do we want to go? Seems like people are walking more frequently
Did
to the
Vaclav
right.
freeze? Did we lose
Oh,
Baron?
yeah.
Yeah, he freezed.
He freezed.
He freezed it, did.
He freezed it. He freezed.
Grammar, you also got that.
Okay.
He is the freeze.
So what do you guys want to do in lieu of Vaclo?
I think we should go to the right. Seems like there's more activity that way.
All
Maybe
right.
they
Who's
go
going
after their
first?
which. Well,
Probably
we haven't been doing. Yeah, I would say we haven't been doing very good on the stealth. So maybe we just take the more direct approach and we send Backlow and Keldon in the front.
I mean, even if they go first, I could still stealth in behind them, so I will be fine.
that's
Yeah.
that's true. You say kind of shadowy and hidden, and then
Yeah, these things aren't that wise, so I don't think they're going to perceive me very well.
mhm. So
I'm
maybe
gonna-
you're actually at the back of the group, and
Yeah.
Caddy and
am.
Caddy and I'll go
All right, since Vaclo
right
isn't
behind.
here to make this roll, I'm going to say that Keldon steps down the right path first, and he's
Yeah.
going to trip a trap.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
So he takes one step forward, and a net comes out of the dirt and wraps around him, and he's just kind of like the torch is up against him. He's like, "That was unexpected."
Oh, Packer left.
Oh, we lost. Okay. We can cut you down. Can I actually see if there's any creatures that might be attacking now that we triggered this, or see if I can hear anybody approaching?
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
You don't hear anything.
All right. So then I'm gonna move forward and try to. I think I have a dagger. I'm gonna try to cut him out of the net.
While
Okay.
that's happening, I'm keeping my arrow trained on the tunnel that he just got trapped in, and I'm going to try and see if I spot anything consistently.
I do have a dagger. I'm cutting him.
All right. It takes you some time to cut him free, but eventually he is free. All right. So, that being said, we are going to go ahead and move you guys over to the map.
Ooh.
Nice.
Cool.
You guys are going to be at the very bottom. And also it gives me an excuse to
Oh, it's a big
show
map.
the audience something other than our very messed up frames. Oh,
Hey, Backlow's
yay.
back.
There we go.
Welcome home.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry about it. It happens. What you missed was Keldon sprung a trap. It was a net trap. He's been
Oh.
cut free.
Okay.
And
That
upon
would have
that,
been-
he kind of like turns to you, Vaclav. He's like, "So, do you want to go first?"
I take it from here.
perhaps we could keep an eye out for traps as well, since we didn't do so good on the first time.
Yeah, I do
But-
feel like I should check my steps, but if I could get help, it would be appreciated.
Yeah, Mouse is right behind you, so she can help. That's legal.
That's legal.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do other than just keep trying to go.
Yeah, let's keep moving forward. Nothing else to do.
Is he badly hurt, or?
No, he wasn't hurt at
No,
all.
he just got netted.
Okay.
You guys are free to move around. Take it slowly, so that you guys don't. The right path would be that way, Gareth.
I'm just giving it a look-see. I'm a fast boy. I need to look. I'm staying in the back, though.
If I remember correctly, the right passage was where we had a massive amount of vermin going, and
Yep.
the left passage was. Maybe we should go to the left first, right?
Oh, we did decide to go to the right, but we could backtrack if.
Oh,
you
okay.
prefer. It wasn't a strong decision. It was just.
It was just kind of like we
It
could.
was a default thing.
Vaclo, you want to roll investigation with advantage?
All right, investigation.
I forgot that I need to be moving a token. There we go.
Oh, we should actually.
You should be
If
third
you want to
in line.
move him up.
Oh, you should be second in line because you're helping Vaclo.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yay! Token shuffle.
It's like poker.
All right, that's pretty good. Carry on.
So I did roll 17 with advantage.
Caddy, for the sake of sanity, do you want me to only put a
Yeah,
skew
just
on the
take
map?
a skew. Yeah. Like that's.
All right.
All right. So when you're writing it, we'll just take the token out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this tunnel's 5x5. So everyone other than the ladies is kind of like squat down, and you're coming to a turn, Vaclo, that goes to the left.
All right. So it turns to the left. I'm gonna keep going.
You gonna move our other guy's token?
I sure am. That's not
There's another
frustrating at all.
bend.
Yep. So far, the tunnels are kind of nondescript. They're definitely carved out by hand, by
Claw.
claw. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up ahead, you see some writing on the wall.
There's writing on the walls.
What's it say?
I'm gonna try to read in Dwarven, Orcish, or Eastman.
It is an Eastman, and it is scratched into the wall. It says, "They ate Minareth."
They ate Minareth.
Have you heard of this? Do you know what this might mean, Keldon?
What is Minareth?
Oh, Minareth sounds like a guy who got eaten.
Yeah. That
Ouch.
I'd wager.
Could be wrong.
Poor soul. Okay, so that looks like inscribed with rough tools. It's not like
Yeah.
okay.
It's not spray paint.
There's no tag like. Never mind. I'm gonna keep going unless somebody thinks it's important.
Now I think we know that they eat people now.
There's a junction.
Want me to get up on deck?
All right. To your right over here, you see at the end of this tunnel leads to another sewer entrance.
Okay.
And further down, there are still visible tracks going
Yep.
north. And if we look at, if Caddy looks at the tracks, I mean, we should keep going north to follow the horde.
Yeah, I mean, if this is back to kind of established sewer, that's probably just another entry for them versus where they're
Vaclo,
hanging
make
out.
a perception check.
Okay. Still with the advantage
No.
due to my.
Wisely's
okay.
helping you with the investigation, so.
Mm.
At the farthest end of your torchlight, you see an archway, and the tunnel starts to level out on the ground.
Okay, so I do see a door ahead. Somebody
Right.
just joined.
Let's do this.
I guess I'm confident I'd keep going, confident I didn't see anything weird.
Man, we're gonna end right before the combat.
All right,
It's
stop.
cliffhanger.
So you come up to the archway, and in your light you see this hunched figure, and you all hear this crunching sound. And as the light kind of like shines on this man's back, he turns to you, and hanging out of his mouth is a human foot.
That's a bit specialist, don't you think?
And he kind of like drops out of his mouth, and he stands up, and he's caked in human blood, and he goes, "Ah." And we're gonna have a quick combat here to wrap up the evening. So everybody roll.
Is this a
initiatives.
human guy?
Yeah, he appears human.
Oh, nice.
He's not very.
Favorite target, boys.
And it is a
Wait, is that really your favorite?
Yeah.
wow.
What is it exactly? I missed the name.
Her favorite enemy is humans.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. My God.
I don't have it written down what that does. Let me pull it up for a second.
It doesn't do anything in combat, unfortunately.
Okay.
All right, let's try to get through this quickly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go boop and boop. They have a +2 dex, so.
Wait,
one,
oh yeah, one of those was
16.
Keldon. I was like, wait, there's two
Keldon
things?
has +4 dex, so he got a 16. All right.
The thing's gonna suck is I'm the first in line, the last to act.
He steps fully into the light. This
Okay.
thing
Ugh.
doesn't look. I mean, it is human, but it doesn't look civilized
He's not
anymore.
healthy.
He's naked, and he's been eating people down here, and he's going to hold his action. Gareth, you're up.
Okay, can I like, if I shoot and miss, am I at risk of hitting everyone in front of me?
Nah.
Not really. Okay. I'm
Just yell duck
Yeah.
first,
Duck,
and then.
everyone
Yeah. You might want to duck or bend the knee, and then I'd shoot.
Okay.
Am I hidden from this thing because I'm all the way in the back?
You're carrying
No,
a hooded
okay,
lantern.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Ooh, an
11.
just misses.
Oh.
So it passes
Oh,
over
wow.
everyone's head, and then kind of passes over his shoulder.
Okay. All right. That's my turn done.
Keldon is going to charge forward, and he's going to trigger the held action. So this guy is going to swipe at him with his he's going to reach forward and try to bite Keldon. And I think he connected. So he bites Keldon, latches on his shoulder and bites into him for 12 damage. Keldon kind of like throws him off of him, and with his rapier he tries to run him through. Unfortunately, he just barely misses, and then he's going to strike again with his rapier, hitting. His rapier does 11 damage. So with his second lunge with his rapier, he wounds the man, and then he comes with his offhand. He draws his dagger and lunges with that, hitting for another 5 damage. Then he's going to step to the side, and as he does, he says, "There's a second one in here." And just as he says that, the second one comes running into view, lunges towards Keldon, and tries to bite him. Just kind of lunges at him, like bloody teeth. Like,
Hold on, friend. Don't die.
Unfortunately, yeah, he's gonna get bit again.
Whoa.
This time for another 8 damage. So yeah. Once again, he kind of gets nibbled on, but Keldon seems pretty capable. These biting bastards aren't getting to him. All right,
He's
Lieutenant.
got big pauldrons.
Yep. Lieutenant Crossbow, you're up.
All right, well, so she's going to do that. She's going to pull out her light crossbow and aim for the one in front.
Okay.
Vaclo's still kneeling.
15?
Yeah, you hit, your bolt goes right into his temple, and he slouches down dead.
And now
Nice.
it's max damage.
And then I'm actually going to do my bonus action. I'm going to be like, Vaclo, do it just like that, and I'm going to inspire you.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
Caddy, you're up.
All right, I'm just gonna longbow that second guy.
Okay. That's a hit. You hit him right in the meat of his arm. There's just like really meaty.
Yikes. Gross.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
Okay, Vaclo, you're up.
Alright, so I'm gonna try charging and cutting its leg out from under it
You're doing
with
the
my
thing.
inspiration die to hit, and I'm gonna do a trip maneuver, so that's gonna be like...
Inspiration's 1d6, right?
Yeah.
And it gets higher as she levels.
Right.
Ow.
Ooh.
Natural 1, so... No. 1d6, I'm gonna roll.
I think that's an auto fail,
Yeah, I think a
isn't it,
natural
though?
1 means you just miss.
Oh my gosh, and then you got this.
But because we're at the end of the night, and I want to wrap this up, I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead and say, because you have the inspiration, and you didn't roll a natural 1 on the inspiration die, that your 12 is exactly what you needed to hit, and that damage will kill
Oh.
it. So go ahead and end the night by gruesomely murdering this cannibal.
Oh yeah, that's very generous. So I'm just charging up, inspired by the fact that Mouse did shoot a bolt right into it. She did damage, so I charge up. My sword is ready. I don't even try to protect myself with my shield. I just hit at its leg, cut one off from under it, and then I finish it with a blow to the head with my long sword, which is pretty gruesome but effective.
Right, yeah. Keldon nods his thanks and kind of like flexes his shoulders because they tried to bite him through his armor. And he looks around and he's like, well, I think there's more down here than just ratmen. And on that ominous statement, we're going to call it a night.
Such a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was awesome.
I mean,
I'm ready.
the first time you don't use vicious mockery, you do maximum damage.
I do maximum damage. I think the game is trying to tell me something.
But you're not very good at being mean.
I'm not. It's true. That's
You
great.
just have to be violent.
I also appreciate that the first trap we got was not a damage dealing trap, since nobody was looking out for them at all.
Lucky that. All right, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed this session. I hope my players had fun. I hope the audience was suitably entertained.
Much fun here.
I realize
Good
that
time.
going this kind of dungeon crawl may kind of be a little bit of a slog as you guys are just going through the tunnels. So I'm going to try to, for next week, I'm going to try to find ways to keep it entertaining as you guys go through. And yeah, so same time next week, we'll be continuing as they hunt down the Rat Witch and her various minions. Should be fun.
Awesome.
Rat witch.
Rat Witch, can't wait. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.